Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 358 Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars. We're at the halfway point of the Monday Night Madness fall season. And tonight, the Coast to Coast Racing League is at the Speed Palace, Port Royal Speedway, where you don't want to miss out on anything in our 3 features coming up tonight. We've got Renegades, we've got Rebels around the corner, but as always, we begin with the open 358 Modifieds. And speaking of Modifieds, a couple of us were at a big modified race this past weekend. Of course, I'm talking about Super Dirt Week 52. Myself, Brian, Isaac, Kinsey, Butters. Oh yeah, and also Dean on the right photoshopping him in. As well as Scott Rayum too, and a bunch of other guys you see in this photo. But hey, we've shifted from the Clay Palace to the Speed Palace. We're so glad he could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Scala alongside Zach Chapman. Shaggy, we get set to go for the second half of the season. What is it going to be like for these drivers here as they go into tonight at a wild racetrack?
I mean, this is going to be a track where right now I'm watching Anthony Morano. He's up high. I don't know if he's going to stay up there all night. These open setups, I think we'll have a groove here towards the feature in the low side. So we're going to see 2 wide racing, and it's going to be a track where, you know, you want to qualify well, Marty, but if you have a hiccup, you got some time to move on up through the field.
Well, we get set to go here. Qualifying is just underway. Drivers with 2 minutes to put up their quickest lap possible. We'll watch the driver to 31. He'll go out, Brandon Templeton. Had as
No,
well
Marty,
some big
every
news.
time-
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Every time I do a broadcast, I always bring up Brandon. He is the quickest to pull out of the pits. He wins the race
always
every
is.
time. It's phenomenal.
He always is. I never like to bring it up, but yeah, he always is the first guy we always watch on track and qualifying. He shows us the way around Port Royal Speedway. As you see him rip the top in turns number 3 and 4. Lap number 1 up on the board for B-Temp. Brian Dickens looking quick in sector 2. As Templeton goes with a 19, actually that lap didn't count. As the lap times start to come up, it's Dino. That's the quickest. Dean Reynolds, the 19.16, followed by Randall Dixon, 19.27. Trevor Giroux in third at a 19.29.
Dino in the purple people eater machine tonight, all purple.
And his car's been in the purple in lap times. That second lap, though, 19.24. Joe Musso back with us. He's third quick of the 00 at a 19.29.
And he's still got half a lap, so he can improve here if he can make up some time in 3 and 4. It looks like he had a little hiccup, though, there on entry.
Under 30 seconds left here in qualifying. That second lap time is better, 19.29 for lap 2. Other than an invalidated lap. Joseph Grandy's lap time, 19.37. Sam Bachman off on lap 2, 19.62. Think about your other drivers just getting some practice laps in just to be safe than sorry. Either that or I'm looking at the other lap times here as Gavin Sheff did not get that lap up in time. So Dino the quickest at a 19.16. We've got 3 heats coming around. Brian Dickens, Gavin Chatham, and Dylan Kinsey will be your pole sitters. We get set to go for heat race number 1, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Brian Dickens on the pole in the 122. Next to him, it's Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 2, it is the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 75, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 3, Ludovic Poussois in the 072. And it's the Magic Gant Man, Anthony Morano, in car 32. Rounding out the grid, Bud Molyneux in car number 883. So we are just about getting set for action. Give these drivers 1 pace lap before we go green. And while we wait to go green, let us know who you're rooting for. In the chat, we'll give you a shout out live and on the air. We'll check those notes in just a few moments. Who are you watching out for closely in Heat 1 while we wait here, Shax?
I mean, Samuel Bachman getting to start on the outside of the front row. Normally, he qualifies much better than that, having to start in row number 2 in these heats. So look for the 007 to take advantage of that good starting spot. Try to start on the pole here for tonight's feature.
We'll see indeed if he can do that.
And Dino as well, he's got to take advantage of his teammate hopefully getting a good start and just pull on around. I think the high side, we saw guys in qualifying, kind of run that middle top. So you don't want to give up too much racetrack and go the whole way against the wall. You want to pinch them down a little bit and take their momentum away.
Obviously, Dino has had not a lot of time to practice this week. Obviously, coming out of Oswego Saturday, may have had some time Sunday to put some laps up at Port Royal. But anyway, everyone transfers into the show. The winner moves on and starts on the pole position for our 30-lap feature. Brian Dickens, Sam Bachman bring us to green. Heat 1 underway. Good jump from Bachman off of turn number 2. Dean Reynolds follows his FDM teammate as they roar down the back chute here at incredible speeds. Dickens jumps up the hill. Here comes Giroux. Maybe looking for that 3rd position, stuck in 4th, but Anthony Morano gets a good corner exit as Bachman leads lap number 1.
Yeah, Anthony maybe could have forced the issue there, but thought best of it lifted coming out of 4, and now he finds himself on the high side. 3 wide is the Philly Flyer. He's able to hang on to it, but man, he's going to lose 2 spots there.
A great save from Trevor Giroux. We still watch Morano and Poussois battle for 4th. Sam Bachman, meanwhile, him and Dean Reynolds, each your quickest drivers on track. It's Dino with the 1918s. You're on board with the 79.
Yeah, and they built themselves up a little bit of a gap here, Marty. So if Dino thinks he can go at him, you know, by all means, take the gloves off, go get it. This is for the pole.
We'll see if he can do that indeed, as you see all the lap times popping up on your screen from these last few laps. Ryan Dickens closing in on him on both of them in that third spot, but the high side, the place to be with how banked this track is. There's a reason why they call it the Steel Palace. And sometimes got to be careful of that being on the high side because it can get bumpy like what Dickens had. We saw that at the end last season when we had our features, especially for the Renegades and the sprint cars.
Yeah, you know, I mean, oh, Dickens in the wall and he goes over.
Up and over, and Boussois gets collected in the process as well. Big time wreck breaking out.
Yeah, now we got an FTM top 3. That's bad news for everybody else here. That's not what they want to race against.
Man, plowed the wall, lost the right front instantly, and Boussois had nowhere to go.
Now Dean, he's experimenting a little bit. Enters in a little higher there, 1 and 2. You see, he gets a big run off, and now we see it slide job for the lead.
Dino throws it in deep. Bachman able to counter it back. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Remember, winner starts on pole. The second place driver starts 4th. And our 30-lap feature. Dean peaks in the middle of the racetrack. That doesn't work, but him and Bachman stay side by side. Reynolds throws it in with a slide job for the heat win. Bachman able to counter it back. Side by side, coming to the checkered flag. Bachman or Reynolds, give it to Bachman. 0.04 of a second, the 107 wins by.
Man, one more lap and Dino maybe steals that thing, but what a way to hold it off for James Bond. Great heat number 1.
We now move on to Heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspections, proud partner of Brian Lawson and the entire Venom Racing game. Here's how they line up. It's Gavin Chatham on pole in car number 99. Next to him, Logan Wentz in the 118. Brand new paint job for his crew. Row number 2 starting 3rd. Slide job, Scott Rayome in the number 4. And the Bandit Randall Dixon next to him in the 011. Row number 3, Randy Shreves. Last week got its first ever Renegades win at Lucas Oil Speedway. Next to him, Bob DeGood in car number 7. And rounding out the field tonight, beatdown Brandon Templeton in car 31. Big hello to Butters. Jason Butterfield checking in, rooting for Trevor Giroux. And in fact, got to see Butters' son, Butters Jr., taking photos at Oswego Speedway last weekend. Good to see him.
And this is another one, Marty. Not often you see that 99 on the front row for one of these after they do an invert. So you got to keep an eye out on Gavin Chatham. It's going to be a duel here from the guys on the front row.
Here we go. Winner starts outside of the front row. Next to the 107 Bachman is we're green. Chatham immediately with a good start. Logan Wentz looks for the drive off on corner exit, but the 99 already has him clear. 3 wide for a second. Everyone banging doors like with Dixon and Rayome. Scotty underneath though for the race lead. Big contact as Templeton yeets Dixon up the groove. But lap number 1 led by the 99 of Chatham. Rayome looking for the lead, Zach.
Yeah, battle for the lead here, but Gavin Chatham, he gets a little loose. I was going to say he should get the run off the corner. Now he's not. You got to think advantage Scott here as he's going to slide it up in front of the 99, and Logan Wentz looks to the bottom. 3 wide going down the front stretch.
They still remain 3 wide for the lead as Rayome leads lap number 2. Chatham throws it in. Ooh, Rayome gets in the bumps but taps the wall. Make a good corner exit, but it's Chatham that clears the number 4 for the race lead. Now how does... Oh, man, I think Rayome was stunned with Logan Wentz underneath. He was trying to look deep into the corner, and now the 118 leading for right now. This is, oh, boy, hang on. Both the FTM teammates get together, Chatham to the lead. Rayome got the wall really well, and that put him all the way from 1st to 6th, Zach.
Yeah, and look who took advantage of that and slipped up to P3 and is looking for 2nd. Bob DeGood coming out of 4, and well, here comes Brandon Templeton to the high side.
Where in the world did the number 7 come from? He started 6th, he's up to 4th. B-Temp started last, he's running 3rd. now challenging Logan Wentz for the second position, but it's still all Gavin Chatham right now. We're coming to 3 laps to go this time. Big run from B-Temp off at turn 4. Peaks underneath on Logan Wentz, who tries to block it big time.
Yeah, he tries here,
Oh,
but the 31
look out.
Big wreck behind. Bob did good in the wall, able to keep rolling. Scott Rayome involved as well. But, man, this battle for P2, Marty, it's not going away.
Gavin Chatham thinking, keep battling, boys. I'll take the heat win from here. We got 1 lap to go, 2 laps to go, rather. And heat race number 2, but Templeton throws it in with a slide job on Logan Wentz for the second position. Let's see how that works out. Off at turn number 2, Wentz taking on for right now. B-Temp may rip the top here and get the drive on corner exit, which he does. White flag waves, 1 to go, Zach.
Man, and I'm really impressed. Meanwhile, Templeton races for second, still reeling in your leader. He's going to run out of time as they're coming through 3 and 4 for the final time, but good race there in the 31. You're going to have to keep your eye out on him.
Here comes Gavin Chatham off for turn number 4. Checkers wave. The 99 wins heat race number 2. Templeton second, Wentz third, Dixon fourth, Treves fifth, DeGood sixth, and Rayome in 7th. We now move on to Heat 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's the starting lineup. Dylan Kinsey on pole position, the 639. Next to him, Harold Klump in the number 2. Row 2, 100 grand, Joseph Grundy in the 518. And the return of one of the Moose, Joe Musso, in the 00. Row 3, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Final driver on the grid tonight, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 518. Good group of drivers here as we get set to go green here for our final heat race of the night for our Open 358, Zach.
Yeah, if you're Dylan Kinsey, you better have been paying attention to that last heat race, the start there. Gavin Chatham laid it out perfect. They're 1 and 2. Got to get as close to that inside wall as you can. Take the shortest way around before these things get up the full song, because if he's not as low as he can, Marty, that 518 behind him, he's going to be and will be 3 wide through 1 and 2.
Winner starts inside row 2 is Heat 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, official sponsor of the retreads. Green flag waves, here we go. Kinsey clearing as Klump trying to hang on to that number 2 for right now. Grandy peeks underneath the race lead as Kinsey hangs on for right now. Dittmer and Musso duke at it for the 4th position. Lap number 1 up on the boards, led by Dylan Kinsey, that 639 as they battle for 4th on back.
Yeah, Brandon Dittmer trying to go low on the Moose here, but the Moose going to get a big run off the top shelf, and here comes Superman with the cape flapping in the breeze.
Top 3 all nose to tail for right now. Dittmer goes up the hill here for just a moment. Let's ride on board for a lap with Harold Klump. See, he likes the high side for right now in corner exit. Same with Dylan Kinsey. Here comes Joseph Grandy looking for that race lead to turn number 3. Nice bite in the corner as Grandy runs the Jimmy Phelps line like he did at Super Dirt Week. Hanging on to that car for right now, but Kinsey still leads as next time by we're halfway, Zach.
Yeah, not many guys in this league can go down there and beat the doors with the FTM boys on a regular basis. But this 518, Marty, he's one of them. And anytime Joseph's near the front, he's always going to be aggressive. He wants to win.
Ooh.
But Brandon Dittmer in the wall in 3 and 4.
Yeah, hangs on to it, goes back down to the last position. We're halfway home, 4 up and 4 down. Grandy underneath looking for that race lead on the 639. Can't get it yet on corner exit, but they stay door to door into the corner. Grandy sends it in deep. Good entry on the corner, but Kinsey's so good on corner exit. Grandy barely clears Kinsey. That takes the lead with 3 to go, Zach.
Yeah, it goes up and shuts the door, and Dylan, well, he had to lift out of the throttle, and he still tried to look low. If you're going to look low, Marty, got to stay in the gas, and you got to cut it low. Dylan kind of doomed himself. He's only got 2 more laps, or 2.5 more laps now to go back and get this.
Grandy 2/10 better last lap, compared it to Dylan Kinsey. How they stack up this time. Grandy better by 400 as he gets a little bit too sideways in the center of the corner. Kinsey may get a good run off of turn number 2 to go for it, but the gap stays at a car length in turn 3. We're coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go. Can Grandy hang on in the Inferno ride?
Yeah, and it's a lot like Bristol, Marty. It reminds me, sometimes in these dirt cars you do get a little bit of draft. You saw Joseph was faster in first. Now Dylan looks to be the fastest car as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time.
Kinsey was quick last time by. Tries to look underneath, but off the corner. Joseph Grandy takes the win in Heat 3. Kinsey second, Klump third, Schatzer fourth, Musso fifth, Barker sixth, and Dittmer in seventh. So that will do it for heat races here. Folks in the chat, let us know how our volume is. I feel like we've had some audio changes go on recently that we don't know about. So let us know if we are all sounding fine here. But with that being said, we're going to step aside, take our first break of the night. When we come back, the first feature of the night for the Open 350 and Modifieds right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and a big event coming up around the corner next week. Don't miss out on it. The Dirt Track Bank World Finals for Team RWB in cooperation with the Dirt Alliance will happen October 21st to the 24th at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track. Thanks to top-notch trucking racemen and an anonymous donor for making this event possible. With over $500 in payouts, $10 a Class 20 for all 3 divisions. All registration fees go to Team RWB. We'll have 360 sprint cars, Pro Late modeled, and 358 dirt modifieds. We'll have up to 86 entries. Driver must be in good standing with one of the Dirt Alliance leagues, which is either C2CRL or Friday Night Light. Qualify night will be next Monday. And then the Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe, are non-qualifier nights. Or I'm sorry, Monday and Tuesday are both qualifying nights. Wednesday night is a last chance qualifier night. And then Thursday night will be championship events, so you don't want to miss out on that for sure. More info, go to C2CRL.com for more info. Alrighty, we're set to go in our first feature of the night. Let's give you our RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Sam Bachman in the 107. Next to him, it's Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row number 2, Hunter Grant, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 3, B-Town, Brandon Templeton in the 71, and Dylan Kinsey in the 639. Row 4, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in car number 32, and Logan Wentz in the 118. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Harold Klump in the 2, and the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 75. Row 6, the Bandit, Randall Dixon in the 011, and Superman, Kurt Schetzer in the 218. Row 7, Bud Molyneux in the 883, and Randy Shreves in car 56. Row 8, Joe Musso in the 00, and Brian Dickens in the 122. Rest of the grid, row 9 is Bob DeGood in the 7 in the Birds Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 10, Ludovic Poussois in the 072, and Slide Job Scotty, Scott Riom in the 4. Rounding out the grid tonight, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car 83. Picks to win, who do you got, Zach?
I think being around these cars all week made him absorb some knowledge, and I think he was asking some drivers for some tips last week, Marty. I think Dino's going to get it done here from 4th.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with Sam Bachman tonight, so we'll see what happens. Give it a little to a couple of people checking in. Bill Calder checking in. Thanks for tuning on in. And same with Isaac Salas. Just landed back in North Dakota about an hour ago. And he and Kelsey probably going through a Super Dirt Week hangover. That's normal. By the way, great to finally meet Kelsey, too, as well. Big fan of Coast to Coast Racing League, that's for sure.
I mean, it might be a rumor, Marty, but I heard she's way cooler than Isaac. That's just what I hear.
Yeah, I hear that too. I think 2 rumors mean they're true, right?
That's what I think.
Steve King Foundation pace car is in. We are set for the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Well, for the first time tonight, we get to say this. It's time to shake and bake. Sam Bachman, Gavin Chow in the front row. We come off of turn 4. First feature of the night at the Speed Palace, the Port Royal Speedway. We're ready to go. Time to get it on at the Speed Palace.
A B-temp around.
Already a big wreck in turn number 2. At least 5 cars as we go yellow. Templeton started 5th tonight. Now we'll put 1 lap on the board early. Here's a look at what happened from inside row number 3.
He hits this inside wall, Marty.
Yep, caught that Jersey barrier. Morano with a nice miss on that inside line. Nowhere to go. Molyneux, Dixon, DeGood, Dittmer. Couple of good cars. We ride on board with Randall. Tried everything to miss it, but it's just an accordion effect from behind.
Yeah, you got to think, he was probably going to miss it, but how's the guy behind him supposed to see through 3 cars? So it's just tough break, guys running out of real estate.
Yeah, Molyneux got Dixon first. There you see as well Brandon Dittmer with absolutely nowhere to go.
You never wish that tow and that quick repair on anybody, but you got to do it. This is probably the track. Longer pace laps. You got time to get back out. You're probably not going to go a lap down.
To those of you that were at Super Dirt Week, I'm curious what your favorite thing to eat was while there, because I know there were a lot. I enjoyed personally the mac and cheese at the mac and cheese food truck. They had a bacon mac, which was known as the back mac. It was a special Super Dirt Week menu. Oh boy, it was delicious. Go through my Facebook page. I've got photos of that mac and cheese in there, and it was just delightful. Alrighty. Well, let's try this again. 1 lap complete. Everyone moves up that were not involved in the crash from 5th on back. So that puts Dylan Kinsey now on the inside of row number 3 when we come back to green. Sam Bachman, the control car for our first restart of the night. And he's wasting no time in turn number 4 as we're back to green. Bachman holding serve. Chatham follows. Dean Reynolds looking to go up to the 3 spot past Joseph Grandy. Good battle for 5th as well between Morano and Kinsey, the FTM teammates. Dino stuck in the middle in a 3 wide race. Contact with Joseph Grandy, the 518 sideways. That's the lap of the line led by Sam Bachman. Good hard racing right now, Zach.
Yeah, 5 FTM guys in the top set, or now top 8 as Trevor sneaks his way in. But man, Dino here, he's on the move, not able to sneak up in front of the 99 yet. But Gavin, he's running out of real estate.
Big crash with Rayom in the back. Joe Musso also involved. Templeton dodges it. We're hearing maybe Brandon Detmer as well, but a driver that I believe had a really good finish last season at Port Royal. Slide job Scotty involved. As we go back under yellow. Let's take a look here, Zach.
Yeah, the Moose get some help from behind from the 072, and that kind of kicks this off.
Swa, Rayom collected. There's Barker. Oh, man. And a hard hit that the number 4 car took. That's right on board with Scott.
It's crazy. When you're Jeff Barker, you think you're going to make it through that wreck twice, and he gets hit twice. It's a tough break.
Off the right front. So our second yellow comes out tonight. All replays, by the way, tonight brought to you by Malcolm Mills Millwrighting. Butters enjoyed a shaved steak sandwich made by Brian Lawson. That sounded pretty good.
Top 3, Full Throttle Motorsports. So what happened with the 99 of Gavin Chatham here?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Let me see if we can
Oh, so there was another wreck, Marty, as well. I think when the caution came out, he gets tagged from Anthony Morano.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's go to this.
Oh, man. Dylan Kinsey involved then. And I can't tell, is that Logan Wentz on the inside? Man, that's a rough
So the yellow's already out here, basically, at this point. And yeah, Morano gets the back of the 99. Oh, man, you hate to see it. There's Wentz, Dickens, Molyneux. Great read there, Zach. We did not see that there.
Yeah, no, I saw Morano up in 3rd, and I was like, wait, what happened to Gavin? Yeah, that is a tough break. I mean,
dang,
he's going to feel bad about it, but that one's a tough one.
Yeah, you hate to see that for the second-place drivers. We come back to the green, 4 laps on the board. We're going to watch this one from our Chapman Racing drone. Bachman brings us back to green. He holds serve. The FTM drivers 1, 2, 3, 4 with Grandy stuck in 5th. Here comes Morano, high, wide, and handsome off the corner. Has to look for just a moment. We're 3 wide for the 3rd position. Kinsey peeks underneath. Grandy looking for 3rd. Nearly 4 wide for the race lead for just a moment. But Bachman continues to lead. Dino looking low, Zach.
Yeah, Dino here, he's throwing that slider for the lead, and his teammate gets in the wall. It opens the door. The 79 out front, and he'd love those guys to keep on battling hard behind him as Joseph Grandy peaks low for P2.
Remember how he and Bachman were racing for the win in Heat 1. That was by Dino throwing in some sliders, but Bachman countering back and taking the win as we work lap number 7. Dino stays middle. Bachman around the top shelf looking for that race lead. Dino shuts the door. Grandy in 3rd. Morano 4th. Giroux 5th. Reynolds the quickest driver on the track in the 1970. Meanwhile, Grandy throws in the slider on Anthony Morano for the bottom step of the podium. The 32 hangs on for right now. Oh, Grandy in the wall.
Gets into the wall.
And here comes the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux for the 4th position on the racetrack. See if he can take that away as 3 cars under a blanket for that bottom step of the podium, Zach.
Yeah, the trouble is Morano had that hiccup as well, so not enough room to slot that car in. But now that Joseph Grandy looks low here, now Trevor's going to get a big run, but he's got to lift out of the throttle.
Bachman trying to peek underneath for the race lead. Meanwhile, they stay within about a quarter of a car length, just not working out for that 107. That was close, got way too high on corner exit. Allows the 79 to open up the gap just a little bit. We work lap number 10, first time tonight. Let's take a look at the 5-lap average and show you who the better race car is. And right now, it's at 79 out in front.
Yeah, just that clean air out front, not able, or, able to run his line, and we're seeing Sam keep having to adjust. He'll make up time on corner exit, but last thing he wants to do is get into the back of the 79. You don't want to wreck a teammate for the lead.
Quickest car that last time by, though, third place, Anthony Morano. And he's not even utilizing the bottom, keeping it cool on the top. When does he go to the bottom and try and go for this race lead like he normally does on an open 358 race? He's testing it right now, but I don't know if it's really going to work out, Zach.
No, I don't know if it's going to work just yet, but I think he's going to catch those guys by surprise here if indeed we get another caution. And I don't want to put that out in the air, Marty, but long way to go here. And I'd be shocked if we didn't get at least one more.
Bachman looking for a run off at turn number 2, stays put behind the 79. Meanwhile, for the 4th spot once again, the Philly Flyer low on Joseph Grandy. Thought about the slider for just a moment, keeps her digging on the middle side of the track. Undergrad hanging on to the 4th spot. Biggest mover right now on track, the Glenn Steyer 72 of Ludwig Boussois, up 9 spots. He's cracked the top 10. Nice run by him so far tonight.
Yeah, and he looks a little quicker right now than the 122.
Hang on a second.
Little commentator's curse there gets him to the wall, but I think he's going to have a good enough run here.
Just had a change for the lead, though. Just had a change for the lead. Bachman throws the slide job on Dean Reynolds. The 107 to the point. Dino tries to counter it back into turn number 3, and Reynolds clips the Jersey barrier for a moment. Throws in the slide job. Bachman counters it back. Here we go. Crisscross applesauce. That's where 15 up and 15 down. The FTM teammates going at it, Zach.
Yeah, not only that, but our horses are dueling it out here. Right now, you're winning. So, Dino, I need you to crack that whip a little bit, man, reeling back in. And, we talked about it in the heat. You do get a little bit of drafting help. So, Dean, if he can just be smooth, he'll naturally be faster than that 007. He's just got to get calm here and reeling back in.
Let's go back to 4th. Great run of the exit turn 2 by the Philly Flyer. Trevor Giroux takes away the 4th spot. Now can he secure it at the line? Kurt Schatzer becomes a factor as well. Superman running in that 6th position. Make it 5th off at turn number 4. And that's the case as Grandy fading here, Zach.
Yeah, Joseph maybe got into the wall or something that we missed, but it seems like the pace is off, and that 518 didn't really even put up a fight there for Kurt Schatzer. Kind of knows he doesn't have the pace right now.
"12 laps to go. Bachman still leads. Gap is at a half second over the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Drivers just pretty much utilizing the top as much as they can. Looking at some other good battles here. This is a close one too. Dylan Kinsey, Brian Dickens for the 8th spot. Joseph Grandy off the pace of the 518. Something happened with his car, and I think he just disconnected. He did. I don't know what happened, like he ran out of fuel or something early.
Yeah, not too sure, but I'll tell you what, hats off to him for being able to get off the, disconnect like that without bringing out a caution. That's real cool.
Kinsey, Dickens, Dixon. Oh, Dickens runs Kinsey up the racetrack for just a moment. The 639 hanging on to 7th for right now. Dickens still peaks underneath. Slide job for the 122 possibly. And in fact, Kinsey loses 2 spots there. A horrible 3 and 4. Dixon moves up to 8th with 9 to go.
Yeah, and this is where if you're Dylan, you just got to get your feet back under you. Big gap to the car behind you, so just calm yourself and try to get these guys back.
Kinsey trying to rebound. Randy just came in the chat, forgot to change the setup. He's used to open setups here. Must be using the baseline one possibly, as Dixon and Dickens in touch for just a moment. Off the turn number 2. Meanwhile, It's still Bachman out in front. He's increased the lead to 0.6 of a second. Dino still in second, Morano third, so it's an FDM top three at the moment still. Trevor Giroux fourth, and Kurt Schatzer rounds out your top five. Biggest mover now, Scott Riome, after being involved in that second caution. Started 20th, he is up to 10th. Nice recovery from slide job, Scotty.
Yeah, very impressive because, I mean, he got by some big-name guys, too, who were also in some trouble. So Scotty's one of those guys who wished we would have had a caution a couple laps ago because, man, this thing, it's been going green for a long time, Marty.
This time by, 5 fingers in the air from our man Barney. 5 laps to go for Bachman in that 107. Always good in the open 358. Go ahead, Zach.
Anthony wants it to stay green. He has reeled in the 79. Another lap or two, and we may see a battle for second. Here's that 32. He's found some speed.
It's 5-lap average, a lot better. Look at the third and fourth. They are the 2 quickest cars on the track right now. This time their time shift down just a little bit. Now it appears to be Giroux and Bachman for the 5-lap average. We'll have to see what happens.
Here comes.
Ooh, Morano with a slider on Reynolds for second. The 79 counters it back. 4 laps to go. Dino hangs on to P2.
Yeah, and you know these guys are doing it with a big old smile on their face. 3 FTM guys on the podium, and they're battling hard for P2. Gotta love it.
They know how to reach each other very clean, that's for sure. 2 laps to go this time for Sam Bachman, looking for win 1 on the season. But this is the race we're watching. Bobby Gunn has crashed. Oh, boy. Hold the phone. We've got a yellow with 2 laps to go. That was one of those moments. I think it was like one of those Rick Esterman moments, or I was either him or the voice of the Lucas Oil 8 models. It was one of those PSG moments. Please stay green.
I think he may be out of gas, Marty. I really do. I think that's what happened. I think he ran out of gas.
Possibly the issue on the 7. He probably had an Anthony Perego-like moment. Let's ride on board with Bob. Yeah, that car was surging on him. Yeah, he was clearly out of fuel. Nothing you can do. And man, Bachman is just going past. He is thinking to himself, dang it. So we're going to overtime. First of 2 green-white checkers here coming up. If we take the yellow before white, we go one more time. If we take the white, we'll go to the checkers no matter what.
Anthony, this is all of it. This is exactly, I think, what you wanted here. You know, you got to go back to work on Dino, but at least Sam's right there, and you got a chance to win this thing. And, you know, you were talking about the Philly Flyer, his lap times. Well, Marty, now he's in the picture for a podium. So row number 2, or I guess it's going to be single file here. So but that 3rd and 4th, man, you got to keep your eye on those 2.
Yep, single file for the rest of this race. Couple of things on the line here. Bachman looking for win 1 on the season. Dean Reynolds looking for win 1 on the year. Anthony Morano looking for win 2 and likely would take away the points lead. Obviously, Salas not here, but obviously Coast to Coast has a 2-drop rule in effect. So we'll just have to see what happens as we come to overtime.
At 32, he's all over the place. He's excited to get back going here, Marty.
Yeah, he's making sure those tires don't seal over, that's for sure. Who's going to take this one? Green, white, checkered. Reynolds trying to time the restart. Didn't do it there. Lost a lot of ground there to Sam Bachman with 2 laps to go. Here comes the Ant-Man for the 2nd position. Tries to dig deep on the bottom. Does he throw a slide job on his teammate for the runner-up spot here?
Got to. Oh, don't get into the other one. Ooh, that was close.
Beautiful pass from Morano, but Reynolds tries to counter it back. Remember, FTM still looking for a sweep of the podium. They got to deal with Trevor Giroux, though, for 3rd position. Final lap, meanwhile, underway for the driver of the 107 FTM ride. Sam Bachman out in front, makes his way through turns number 3 and 4. The battle for second still tight between Reynolds and Morano. Off of the corner, Bachman takes the win. Second at the line, Dino gets it over Morano.
Trevor Giroux up 6 spots, able to crack that top 5, but man, just not able to get back in that podium, Marty. But a good 4th run there, 4th place, and Superman with that top 5. He's going to feel good with that one.
Biggest mover tonight, Ludovic Boussois, up 9 spots, finishes in 10th. That was a phenomenal race.
I know you talked about it earlier too a little, Marty, but up 9 spots as well, and just what a run. Scott Rayom, man, he just able to plug away after that big accident. That's huge. And that long green flag run, he had to earn those spots back. Big run.
Here are your results here. Bachman the winner, Reynolds second, Morano third, Giroux fourth, Schatzer fifth, Shreve sixth, Kinsey seventh, Dixon eighth, Dickens ninth, and Boussois finishes 10th. 11th through 20th, Scott Rayom. A couple of good runs by a couple of the drivers. The heartbreak without question, Gavin Chatham tonight for sure. You could maybe even say the same for Joseph Grandy, but I'd give it on my end to Gavin Chatham with that 99. Here comes Bachman up on the podium. FTM definitely going to enjoy this one, that's for sure. Some of them will get set for sprint car action. Others will depart for the night. Likely some of them will probably be going to watch either the Yankees or the Bills tonight. I will have probably 3 screens on tonight after I get done for Yankees, Bills, and Monday Night Raw. So waiting for your top 3 to come on in. Don't forget, we've got the Rebels coming up next. And also next week, a bunch of those drivers you'll see in our World Finals charity event for Team Red, White, and Blue. Alrighty, we got a bunch of them in here. We'll begin with our 3rd place finisher in Anthony Morano. Ant-Man, how much fun was that battle with your buddy Dino there?
That was a blast there, throwing sliders back and forth. That's always fun when you can do that and not worry about getting taken out. And just running hard, running close, and I mean, it's what this game's all about.
Absolutely. What were you were you trying to get that bottom to work there in that second half of the race?
I knew, especially there on that last real late restart there, the bottom works because it takes so long to build up the momentum in a 358. So I knew if I can maybe get to the bottom and maybe find something down there, and because I mean, what track that's so top dominant like here, and I'll like say Eldora, if you can get the bottom to work for the first lap or 2, you'll be all right. Then you just have to get back to the top. So I mean, I thought about throwing it in there deep again in 3 and running the bottom, and just figured Dean had me a little bit, so I just backed out and got in line and rode and saw what we can do there in the last lap. But another FTM sweep on the top row here. Sam picks up his W. It was a great race.
Never too bad, man, that's for sure. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, teammates over here at FTM, Super Dirt Car, Hi Mom Lens, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, MDI TV, GripHack.com, Bowman's Designs. I got to apologize to Gavin Chatham. I turned him there on a caution came out. I was on a break, and I just tagged him a little bit. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and everyone here coast to coast, and Regency Home Designs.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck next week.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
Anthony Morano finishing 3rd. Let's go to Dean Reynolds, who finishes 2nd. Zach, before I let you take this, I got to ask Dino, are you going through a Super Dirt Week hangover too, just like I am?
Oh, God, I did 3 naps yesterday. Oh, I couldn't stay awake. By the time we got done Saturday night putting everything away, it was 1:45, and then it was about, I stayed right to checkout time at the hotel at 11, and then I had to go back over to the Oswego to do some stuff, and I was home by 2, and I couldn't even stay awake. But what a great week. I hope the people that watched on Dirt Vision really enjoyed themselves. It
Absolutely.
was a lot of great racing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it too. All right, Shaggy, it's all you.
Well, Dino, I joked about it here at the start, but you come into tonight, you got a lot of speed. What tips did you get from those guys? You clearly got a little information from some real life drivers. What'd you carry into tonight?
Well, I wish I did. The only thing I'm thinking of is goddamn Sam Bachman kept me away from the complete sweep. I wanted fast time to heat win and the feature win. What a great race! What a great race and fun to do it with the teammates and also Trevor from Venom and Shaggy, I like Port Royal. I mean, this is where I got my hometown heroes 360 win, and there's just something about this. But it was funny when I got the wall in 3 and 4. I mic'd up in Discord and I go, "There you go, Sam." So and that's where he got me, and then I really kind of had to wait for a mistake to get him back, and then of course here comes Anthony, and it's just Anthony's Anthony. He's so good. So good, and we had a couple slider battles there, and then came down to that last restart, and I was going to try to time that restart, and instead I mistimed it, and I started slow, and Anthony got me, and I got him back, and I had to do what I had to do to go into 3 on the last lap to keep him behind me. But what a great race. Congrats to Sam. He's so good. He's so improved. We have a little internal FTM voting at the end of the year, and we voted Sam as the most improved driver because he's only been on the sim for like a little over a year, and he's kicking my butt.
You're kidding me.
No, he's just
oh my god,
maybe a little bit more than that. But I saw him in some other leagues, and he raced so clean, such a nice guy, and we brought him in, him and Kinsey. We brought him in about the same time, and they've just been great additions to the team, and respectful guys, a lot of fun guys, and but God, problem is they're getting faster than me. I'm wondering if I was smart to bring them in. No, just kidding. So.
Well, Dino, man, congratulations. Finishing on the podium with 2 friends, makes it that much sweeter for FTM. So, big run for you guys. Who you want to thank here?
Well, I got to thank the guys from FTM because they keep this old guy fast. They do teach me a lot of pointers. They teach me a lot of lines. Like, Anthony was showing his lines that he was running in practice and stuff because Scotty wasn't feeling comfortable, and he was showing some different lanes for Scotty to run. And good guys. We all help each other. We're all comparing what gears to run and then what setups and stuff. And believe it or not, I used the original Swanee base set that we gave out like 3 seasons ago. I just changed the gear in it and then I let it rip. So and I think Sam might have even done the same thing. Usually we're just run that base set between us two. So, but I got to thank those guys. Swan Speech Up, again, Swanee, a lot of setup shops just concentrate on big blocks. Swanee likes doing 358s as well. And if you use the code C2C, you get 20% off his subscription. He has a 3-month subscription. I believe it's $40, so you get 20% off. It's down to, let's do the math here. I think that's 32, right, Shaggy? I think you take $8 off, something like that.
I almost had to repeat. It was a close one.
So, and you get every setup he has for 3 months. You get it for 358s and big blocks and stuff. So check swanspeedshop.com. Gotta thank you for doing the telecast. Regency Home Improvement, Brian Lawson for sponsoring the league to do the telecast, and who sponsors the whole night? I forgot who sponsors the. Entire
Meat Speed, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, we got to thank them. If it wasn't for sponsors, we wouldn't have the televised broadcasts, to do this. So I got to thank them. Hopefully Megan's watching at home. Hopefully my dad's watching at home. And, again, congrats to Sam and Anthony. What a great race. And, I'll sit back. Maybe I'll come in the booth and join you for a little bit of the Rebels, and then we'll go over to Renegades.
All righty, sounds good, man. Well,
you should, Dino, because I've got a hair up my you-know-what, and I'm going to run this Rebels race. I'm not going to transfer over if I make it in the top 5, but I love the Speed Palace. I'm going to run this Rebels race.
All righty, Dino's with me for the Rebels. So
I'll keep me right here, Marty, if you want.
Yeah, we'll keep you right in here then. So, all right, let's go to Victory Lane, talk with your winner, Sam Bachman, who gets it done once again. Sam, what were your thoughts when that yellow flag came out with 2 to go?
I was a little scared. I thought Dino was going to get me there and throw a good slider on me, and we would have probably slider battled to the end. But I knew if I timed it right that I'd probably get a good jump on him, and it kind of timed out perfect for me, I guess.
What was this car like tonight as a whole?
It was pretty fast. I just kept getting up a little higher and a little higher every time and going right around the bump in 1 and 2. And I feel like that's where I was just a little bit faster than Dino, and he finally got into the wall right there, and I knew it was my chance to shine right there, and I threw a slider, and we got in a little slider battle right there, and it was pretty fun, though. That's not going to lie, though.
Yeah, absolutely it was. This is a place that's fun to trade slide jobs here, right?
Yeah, you got to throw them in kind of deep, and you just got to pray it sticks.
Absolutely, that's for sure. So, but anyway, overall, who do you want to give shout outs to on this run?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop. He's really been working hard getting us some dig lately. Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, Marty, you and Shaggy for doing this, and Coast to Coast.
Alrighty, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on the win. Your first of the year in Open 358s. Hopefully we talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
Good run, brother.
You too, Dino.
So Sam Bachman, your winner tonight in Victory Lane. We will step aside, take our first break of the night. When we come back, we get to see the Rebels take action right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get tonight when we were talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Second. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we get set to go for Rebels action here at the Port Royal Speedway. There you go, Dino. Racetracks and sunsets.
Yeah, I see that. It's looks pretty good. Not as good as those ones at Oswego. Those ones at Oswego were killer, though, weren't they?
Yeah, those ones were very, very nice here. So,
When do they start taking the dirt off, Dean? When does that start?
Actually, if it wasn't raining, it would already be off.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it takes 1 day to take it off.
Oh my gosh, really?
Actually, it takes 1 day to lay it down now because John White bought 3 monster dump trucks. I call them Tonka trucks. When you were a kid, you used to buy all those big yellow Tonka trucks.
yeah.
He's got 3 of those, and that's been a big help because we can lay the whole clay down in a day.
Nice.
We start at 6:30 in the morning and get it done, and they take it off in a day.
That's pretty cool, that's for sure. So, alrighty. We are just about set to go here for qualifying. Gonna have a little bit of a delay on graphics here, but they will still show up. So bear with us if we have any issues here. Same goes for camera angles and cars on track. First driver we'll watch, Dylan Berg in the number 14. Berg made his first Renegade start of the year last weekend, I believe it was, at Lucas Oil. A little bit sideways there off at turn number 2. Brandon Templeton to set the bar here in qualifying. Quickest of anyone in sector number 1, 15:9:37. Boussois second, 16:08. We'll watch B-Temp here through turns number 3 and 4. Joe Musso, quickest of anyone in sector 2. He's second quick at a 15:98. B-Temp across the line slower on lap number 2. Let's see if the Moose can get less loose here through turns number 3 and 4. Brian Moore Jr., though, quickest in sector 2 as he goes 4th quick. Musso slower here on lap 2. Zach decided to race the Rebels, number 72, as he makes his way through turns number 3 and 4. Second quick on lap number 1. On lap number 2, Zach Chapman goes quick time at a 15:790.
A 7. Check his tires for doping.
Still got it.
Hey, look at the last name that just came in.
Oh boy! Oh
big dog.
boy! The big dog.
He told me he was coming back. He sent me a screenshot last week, and he's paid the $20.
Ryan Beagle.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Ryan Beagle, the Oswegan Speedway regular, back with us here tonight. Let's go,
Well,
baby.
When he won that $5,000 four-cylinder race there as part of the Canadian or the Northern Natch, I said, now you got enough money to afford your coast-to-coast membership.
Meanwhile, Brandon Dittmer second quickest at a 15:85.
Nice run, Shaggy.
How about
Been a long
that?
time, Dino. How much gas do I need in this heat?
No, you're fine. 5 gallon. Well, how many? 8. Go 6. 6 or 7. Go 7. Go 7 just to make sure. 6 is probably enough, but go 7.
Well, how about this? The Booth boys, the top 2 drivers in qualifying.
Yes.
As we get set to go for heat race number 1. Our heat race tonight brought to you by our friends at Gambler Motorsports. Here is a look at your starting lineup. On the pole, it's 100 grand. Joseph Grandy in the 518. To his outside, Brian Moore Sr., or Jr. rather, in the 09. Row number 2, B-Temp, Brandon Talbot in the 31. And Shaggy, Zach Chapman in the car number 72. Row number 3, Dylan Berg in the number 14. And it's Mike Cranmer next to him in car number 70. Final row tonight, Gary Offut in the 94. And the captain himself, Gary Taylor, in car 34. All righty, Shaggy, best of luck here, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So we got his mic on mute, and I believe we have 3 heats tonight, correct? Dino?
7. So hold on. We have 2.
We
16
have
cars.
Okay, 2 heats tonight.
Yep.
All right.
2 8-car heats. Yeah.
So this will determine the inside row. Winner will start on pole for our 30-lap feature. 100 grand and Brian Moore Jr. set to bring us to the green flag.
Green.
Heat 1 underway. Grandy
Good
off.
start by Joseph and Templeton, yeah.
Yeah, Grandy off to a good jump. Moore Jr. around the outside, moves up to the second spot. He's past the 31. Side by side for 4th. It's Chapman and Dylan Berg. Lap number 1 at the stripe, led by Grandy, but a bad exit by the 518. Here comes Moore Jr. for the point here, Dino, as Grandy goes up the hill.
Yeah, Grandy's got there. Grandy had to play a little defense. That middle wasn't quite there, and although Templeton's going to try, but I think he's going to lose his momentum coming out. Yep,
Yeah, Templeton nearly got If he set it in with a slide job, I think he would have had a chance. Meanwhile, Chapman underneath for the 3rd spot past Brian Moore Jr. Can he take the spot? Not just yet. Moore Jr. looks for a lane. Templeton shuts the door on him now. Chapman shows Templeton how to make a 2-for-1 pass work, and there goes the 31. Big wheelie impression from Brian Moore Jr. And Dino does it better.
Well, Shaggy cleared that slider, and I don't know if Templeton couldn't back out of it in time, or somebody got behind Templeton, just pushed him in a little bit. But that's what you got to do at Port Royal, though. When guys throw the sliders, you got to learn to back out and try to cut under. But again, I wasn't watching. Maybe Templeton got a little help behind.
Meanwhile, the Garys got together, Gary Offut and Gary Taylor, but it's still Joseph Grandy out in front with 3 laps to go. Just ran the fastest lap of this one, 15:72. Zach Chapman with a 15:74. He is catching, though, the 518 right now at the moment.
But it's interesting. They're timing faster times now than they did in practice or qualifying.
Yeah, this track is dialed in, that's for sure, as the top 2 rip the lip. Something that just came to my mind, Dino. We've got the World of Outlaws game out on iRacing. Why don't you have a car on in the 360 sprints?
It's just I'm not big on the console game. I have played it, but I haven't owned a console game since the PlayStation 1. And when was that out?
Like 20 years ago. Anyway, checkers wave. Grandy with the win. Chapman 2nd. Berg 3rd. Offord 4th. Moore Jr. 5th. Taylor 6th. Templeton 7th. Cranmer 8th. If Brian Carter can make the World of Outlaws game in a street stock, you should be able to make the game in a 360.
Yeah, he's got a little more pull than I do.
That is true. We'll get to Heat 2.
Yes, you did.
Yes, we'll get to Heat 2. What was that, Zach?
Oh, I said survived.
Yes,
I feel
you
bad
did.
for B-Temp, but Dino made me feel a little better because I thought
Yeah, you had him cleared.
Yeah, you had him cleared.
Yeah, you had him cleared, but it closed up. I think he might have got a little nudge from behind as well.
Anyway, let's meet the field.
You guys touched on it. I'll tell you what, though, man, that track is wicked fast.
Yes.
It is on rails if you hit the line correctly in 1 and 2. It's unbelievable.
Let's go to Heat 2, brought to you by Region Z Home Inspection. Ludovic Boussois on pole position. Next to him, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row number 2, it's Joe Musso in the 00. Next to the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car 83. Row number 3, Randy Shreves in the 56 and Steve Maurer in the 888. Final row, Greg Parmalee in the 4, and there's the return of the big dog, Ryan Beagle in the 84.
good to have Joseph Musal back too. I met him at the Syracuse Nationals, and he said he was going to come back once we got to the fall or winter season. He said him and maybe his brother will be coming back to Coast, and I said, good deal.
Oh, you talking about the Expo?
Yes. No, the Syracuse. Yeah, Syracuse Nationals during in July. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, that gotcha. Yeah,
big car show.
I met them at the Expo. Then I met them, I think, at Weedsport back in May. They were in town for Heroes Remembered Weekend, I believe. Anyway, we are green for heat race number 2.
Straight up.
Hang on there, Bourgeois. Nice save from him. 3 wide for the top spot. Moore Sr. gets the advantage on Musso. It's a big stack up for that second position. Brandon Dittmer up through to the 4th position. Lap number 1 led by Brian Moore Sr., but that Spider Monkey's got something cooking in that Hot World of Outlaws 83 scheme here, Zach.
Yeah, he does, but does a smart thing there. Backs out of the throttle. That gap between the 072 and the wall was going to close up. He knew that was never going to work. And got a quick race car. He's got to just find a way around and go to work.
There he goes.
He can win this.
Dittmer around the outside of Bourgeois to take away that second position. Musso through to 3rd. Randy Shreves with that 56 through into the 4th position. I can't believe, though, he is still a Rebels racer after winning his first Renegades race last week, guys.
Well, a lot of it also has to how many races you can run.
Yeah.
Because if you don't run enough races in Renegades, you get dropped back down to Rebels. But, yeah, Randy is definitely a Renegades caliber driver. So is the guy leading. So is Dittmer. I mean, there's a lot of good talent in Rebels this season.
Man, Joe Musso just had a bunch of sparks come out from the top wing as if it was a vapor trail. And there goes the top wing.
There goes the steering probably, too.
Probably. Randy Shreves around the outside. Looking for that 3rd position.
I'll watch Dittmer.
Musso still hanging in there. Yes, good call there. Dittmer looking for the lead here, Zach.
Yeah, but he gets into the wall a little bit. Just a little bit of net code, though, and no harm, no foul. He's still reeling in Brian Moore Sr. If Brian doesn't get on the horse here, we may see a slider on the white flag lap.
He may be preparing forward, that's for sure. Does Moore Sr. play defense? Does he have the rearview mirror on his heads-up display? We'll have to see. Final lap is underway. Moore Sr. or Dittmer, who starts second tonight? Well, if you finish second, it's not too bad because you get to start 4th. Dittmer diamonds through 1 and 2. Moore Sr. slams the door. Brandon Dittmer tries to throw it into the top shelf, but Moore Sr. sends it. Crossover move, side by side. Oh, baby! 6,000ths of a second.
1/1000th of a second.
Oh, my!
They tell you, keep the mirror off.
1/1000th.
Everybody says the mirror gets you into trouble, and there you see Brian. He just gets a little defensive. And,
Look at that!
Took advantage.
Look at that! Hang on, we gotta pull up the telestrator here. Look at that, folks. 1/1000th of a second. Wow. Let's go ahead and catch our breaths here and go to break. Stay with us right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we look at the times here for the warm-ups. Brandon Dittmer currently the quickest at 16:36. Don't forget World Finals are back next week here in honor of Team Red, White, and Blue. We're in conjunction with Dirt Alliance's Friday Night Lights. You don't want to miss out on that. $10 to class, $20 for all 3 divisions, over $500 in payouts. Thanks to Top Notch Trucking, RaceMed, and our anonymous donor for making this event possible. Qualifying night, Monday and Tuesday. Last chance showdowns are Wednesday, and then Thursday night we have our full field championship nights. Don't want to miss out on that right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Let's do the $20. Even if you're running one class, do the $20.
Yeah,
I'll
do
go
the
on
$20.
charity.
Do
Do the
$20.
$20.
Do it. It's like buy 2 get 1 free. So anyway, let's go ahead and meet the field here tonight. Here is your starting lineup. Starting lineup tonight brought to you by our friends at RSN Trackside. On the pole, it's Hunter Grant, Joseph Grandy in the 518. Next to him, it's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car number 83. Row number 2, Shaggy, Zach Chapman in the number 72, and Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row 3, Dylan Berg in the number 14, and it's Randy Shreves in car number 56. And then in row 4, it's Gary Offutt in the number 94, and the Moose, Joe Musso, in the 00. Rounding out the top 10 for tonight, it is Brian Moore Jr. in the 09, and Greg Parmalee in the 4. Row 6, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Steve Maurer in the 888. Row 7, Brandon Templeton, B-Temp in the 31, and the big dog, Ryan Beagle in the 84. Final row tonight, Mike Cranmer in the 70, and Ludovic Boussois in the 072. Time for picks to win. Dino, we'll let you go first. Who you got?
Well, I got to go with my heart because I sponsored the car. We're going to go with Dittmer.
Going to go with Dittmer. All righty. I am going to go with the man they call... who should I go with? That's a good question.
Shaggy.
He's in the 72. Give me Boussois. No, I'm kidding. Zach Chapman.
What a terrible pick. You guys gonna let me pick the winner here? Joseph Grandy starting on the front row. That guy, he's gonna be tough to beat.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, Zach, good luck. We'll get you muted
Good luck, brother.
for the race.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Dino will stick around for the first half. Then he's got to get ready to go for the Renegades. It's a big one coming up tonight for him, for sure.
Yeah, and I need all the practice I get with those guys. They are so good.
Especially at a track
so
like Port Royal.
Oh. I remember the last time I was here, I was riding the wall as hard as I can, hanging out with Dear Life, and here comes Blake Chapman, putt on the bottom, and he goes on to win.
Hey, never forget what
This could be a fun... What's that?
Never forget what happened to the Renegades last year on the final lap.
Oh, Terry Landis.
Yeah.
Also, Terry Landis got his win here, yep.
Alrighty, second time tonight. It's time to shake and bake. Top 5 transfer to Renegades pending IL, pending Zach Chapman. Grandy and Dittmer set to bring us to green. The Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. It's time to get it on.
Grandy should move up.
Oh,
yep,
no!
You can get a loss, hang on. We're okay.
Oh!
Woo, good save.
Oh, we got one to go
laps.
bad. Oh, my. Steve Maurer just went to space. Mike Cranmer flips. No caution, though. We stay green, so we've got 2 wingless 360s out there. Dylan Berg, I think, may have led the opening lap, but here comes Joseph Grandy fighting back. He takes the race lead away.
Yeah, Dylan Berg is saying no one picked me, so take a look at this. But Dylan, I've raced with in other leagues. He's got a lot of talent. Steve Mauer's low on the inside. I think he's probably going to take it to the pits.
Yeah, I think that's the case for Maurer. Meanwhile, Brandon Dittmer, high, wide, and handsome off at turn number 2. Hang on, we got a yellow. This time it's Gary Offutt and Brandon Templeton. I think that may be the yellow you want, though, if you're Steve Maurer, possibly, because you may get your lap back. I don't know, though.
Oh, let's take a look here. Let's see what they got. Yes, it's not showing him a lap down.
Here's right now the replay. Ooh, contact between Offutt and Templeton. The 94 just simply went around. Let's go on board with B-Temp. Hanging out downstairs. Just didn't see that one coming for sure. Let's show you the accident in turn 2 between Steve Maurer and Mike Cranmer. Caught Templeton in the wall. Bourgeois catches the curve. Look at that impact from Maurer. He nearly went out of the ballpark there, Dean.
Yeah, with the speed here, I've landed in the infield, in the middle of the infield here with a late model one time. So, because the speeds here, even though USA is a 3/4 mile, I think because of the banking here, I think this is the fastest track in iRacing. I think it's faster than Knoxville. Still there, Marty?
Yep, I am still there. So.
Oh, okay. Eerie silence. I thought I was going to have to do play-by-play. Fans didn't want that.
Just shooting a troubleshooting message here, as I'm not able to use any of my hotkeys right now on my stream deck, but we're good to go. We're good to go, just like Billy Whitaker's cars.
Good to go. Interesting about the big dog. I don't know how much sprint car racing he's done, but with a guy that is as good as he is on iRacing, I think you give him a couple weeks to get the rust off. I think you're going to have to watch out for him as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Beagle, I think we should expect him to be a contender in Rebels. And you know what? Why not? Maybe even Renegades. First restart of the night coming up here for our Rebels. Joseph Grandy, Dylan Berg, Brandon Dittmer, Zach Chapman, Brian Moore Sr. round out the top 5. We're back to green.
Good restart by Joseph Kiplow. 4 tires there in the tack.
Ooh, look at Dittmer, though, underneath for the race lead here on the 518. Can he get it to work? Not just yet. Grandy with a good drive off at turn number 2. Ooh, Dittmer
got a little sideways.
Yeah, really sideways off the corner.
Off speed.
Even got a tap there from Brian Moore Sr. too. May have even lost third to Zach Chapman. Look out, Dylan Berg rides the wall. Hang on to her to the number 14. Oh, boy. Oh, what a wheelie. What a great impression
Templeton on the front
of
straightaway.
Dean Reynolds. Yeah, B-Temp off the pace of the 31. No caution yet. We stay green for right now. Here's the race for second between Dittmer and Moore Sr. That 558's got something, Dino.
Oh, Brian Moore Sr., Shaggy talked about him last week, too. We ran with him in the Knoxville Nationals, and he made the top split with us. And I tell you, he's been, Templeton missed the wall there getting in the infield on the backstretch, but I think he's going to be. But he has been so good here the last couple weeks, and, he's a contender in every race that he's in.
So we stay green. Templeton's out of harm's way as the two have been side by side again. Dittmer nearly does another wheelie off of turn number 2. He practices that all the time before we go green flag racing. Catches a lot of track there off the corner. Morton Sr. edges him out for second at the stripe.
Yeah, Dittmer's never saw a wall or a cushion he didn't like, so he's going to he's going to just stay right up there and see what he can do. Really what he does, he needs to get in the second.
Bye! He's got the right front damage. He's done. He is done. He is done.
Steer. He's just got to hope for a yellow.
Watch out, Ryan Beagle and Joe Musso. Wow, great driving by everyone in front. There's the caution flag. And he can't take it onto pit road because the pits would have been closed. The yellow waves for, I believe, Gary Alpha and Steve Maurer. So he catches a break right there with that yellow flag. We'll be able to get a quick repair and not have to tow.
And with 20 laps, it's still enough time to come back through.
Oh, man, Maurer with another wild ride. That'll end his night. Gary able to keep it straight. Let's ride on board with the A88 as he just got way too sideways in the gas. But, man, did we have a lot of wild rides there. Dylan Berg doing a wheelie. Brandon Dittmer doing a wheelie. They're learning from you, Dean.
Yeah, but they're doing it, they're doing it racing hard and holding control. I try to do it racing, and I'm in turn 4 with the beer garden. So, but BD, he knows it. He's just got to hang on and just wait for the last 5 laps or wait for that yellow to come out and then go all out. But, he's all or nothing, and he likes doing that, and he's got that new wheel. And eventually, when you get comfortable with that new wheel, he's going to be able to do that with more aggressiveness, believe it or not, and keep control. That made sense.
Yes.
I'm like, what did I say?
See who's checking in chat. Let's see here. Butterfield says, "No, this is your change, Trevor. Go get him." Whatever we said before 8:04 p.m., Patrick Spangler said, puts Marty in what, first grade? Can't remember what we were talking about back then. Grandy says he doesn't know if he'll last all 30 laps because his car is bouncing all over. So, Brian Moore Sr., Dylan Berg, Zach Chapman may be taking notes right now.
Joseph won the late model race last night. He was so good there, and he even survived me getting into him with 2 laps to go. So,
and
yeah, he had a great run.
Spangler said as well, this is flirting with record time at Port Royal, all these times that we saw, especially in qualifying.
Oh, my God, yes. Low 15.7s.
Yeah. Watch this from the Chapman Racing drone as we come back to green. Grandy able to hold serve in the corner, but Brian Moore Sr. has a hot rod for sure. And same with Dylan Berg. Looking for the lead. Contact Ryan Beagle, Randy Schrees up in the water wheelie by the 56.
Oh, Shaggy's gone. Shaggy went out of the park, and he's in the pit, so he'll be in the booth here. And
dang it.
3, 2, 1. Unmute him.
Hello, Shaggy. We go to yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
now, can you tow and get back without losing a lap?
I think he could, actually.
We'll see here.
We'll see. It's got me on lap 11, so this is going to be close.
Okay, and it's showing 12.
Let's show you what happened there. There it goes. And this is the cause for the yellow with B-Temp. Actually, that may not have been the cause for caution.
I didn't realize there is some good scenery over there, though, off the backstretch.
Back in the day when I used to go to Port Royal. Oh, yeah. Well, back in the day when I used to go to Port Royal back in the late 80s, early 90s, that wall on the backstretch was only a single guardrail, and there was no billboards. And the people would come out with their lawn chairs and put it on their second-story roof and watch the races.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Do you still remember from, it was Oktoberfest at Can-Am, when those farmers that lived right next to the racetrack,
Yep.
they were sitting on their property watching the race, completely legal.
They had a wagon out there. They brought a wagon out with their tractor, and they all were sitting in that wagon watching the races. But they were social distancing, though. They were doing it right.
Yep, they were doing it right.
The big dog's 5th.
Yes, Ryan Beagle could make it into Renegades tonight, possibly.
Dimmer's 6th with 18 laps to go. Daggy, I would go out and see if he'll give you that lap. I don't know.
I'm on my way out.
Yeah, and see if it gives it to you. You never know. Because this is one track where you can tow, and usually you can make it out before it goes green.
Oh, Spangler says age was for the console, PlayStation 1. Nah, I was born in 98. PS2s were the thing.
I played EA Sports 98, I think, on PS1.
Nice.
Hockey 98.
Nice. All right, Shaggy, if you're getting back on track, I gotta get back in here and.
Good luck. Good luck. Hopefully you get that lap.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Alrighty, here we come. Back to the green flag. Randy brings us down.
Green flag, green flag.
While we were at a look at the 5-lap average, show you who has the better race car right now. And as you can see, it's Randy followed by Moore Sr. Dittmer caught the wall, and he lost a bunch of spots on that restart. Ryan Beagle.
Yeah, but now Dittmer's already back in the 4th.
Yep, now he's back in the grind right now, that's for sure. Beagle and Dittmer both split Moore Jr. in that 09. And the Spider Monkey up into the 4th position. Meanwhile, Berg in 3rd, Moore Sr. 2nd. Grandy still ripping the left for the race lead.
Now, as much as I would like to see the finish, Marty, I'm going to sneak out.
Alrighty, sounds good, Dino. Well, hey, best of luck in the Renegades, all right?
All right, brother.
Ooh, look at this. Randy Shreves nearly with a bump and run on Brian Moore Jr. for the 6th position on track. And now we're halfway home. 15 up and 15 down. Grandy's lead up to 1 second. Dylan Berg challenging Brian Moore Sr. for the runner-up spot. We'll see if the number 14 can get things done here. As you're on board with Dylan. Ooh, Moore Sr. got a little bit tight in turn 2, but he uses the banking with a good corner exit. Everyone using every inch of this clay track in Pennsylvania tonight. 17 laps complete as Berg follows Moore Sr. into the corner. Both drivers slipping off of turn 2 for a moment. Ryan Beagle, Brian Moore Jr., that's for a final spot in the Renegade Show pending IL. The big dog trying to defend against Moore Jr., who clips the jersey barrier. Hangs on to it. That allows Beagle to pull away for just a bit. Right now, the big dog has the hard charger right now up 9 spots. Ludwig Boussois in 8th, started 16th. He's up 8 spots. And now for the bottom step of the podium, Brandon Dittmer wants it off of Dylan Berg. This could even be counted as a 3-car battle for second. Remember, Dittmer won his heat race by 1/1000th of a second. Oh, B. Berg pinched Dittmer up to the wall. The 83 hangs on. But did that do damage with the wing, though? And I'm not too sure about, though. As the leaders put a lap on, I believe that's Gary off, but it is. But look at Joseph Grandy, meanwhile. He is gone. 1.9 second lead on Brian Moore Sr. It was, I think, about a straightaway length lead on either Beagle or Dittmer. Let's go back to that race for the 5th position. This one's been fun to watch all night long. Moore Jr. around the outside, trying to get it to work. Who tries to move him up the hill. And look who's about to pass both of them, possibly. Zach Chapman trying to do that the hardest way possible, trying to get his lap back. But obviously he's run out of time. Beagle slams the door on Jr. And now we got a battle for second. Dylan Berg on Brian Moore Sr. That 14 car is starting to come to life in the final laps. And up to the 2 spot goes Dylan. Five laps to go, meanwhile, for 100 grand. With over a 3-second lead on Berg. Looking to move up to Renegades tonight. And now 4 laps remain. Dittmer and Moore Sr. Moore Sr.'s car is starting to run out. They're working on Mike Kramer. Somebody's going to have to use somebody as a pick, though. And it's Dittmer that uses advantage of Mike Cranmer through to the bottom step of the podium. But 83 is hanging on. 2 sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Joseph Grandy. Last time he won in a 360 sprint car was over 1 year ago. 1 year and 3 days ago on October 11th at Kevin Harvick's Curtin Raceway. But the yellow flag flies and we're going to overtime once again. Oh, no. This yellow was for Ryan Beagle. Had such a good night going in his return to coast action. Caught the wall, then caught Boussois. Ooh. Oh, 10 out of 10 on the kickflip. Look at that perfect landing. Zach, did you watch that replay of Beagle?
Yeah, and I apologized to him in the race there. When you talked about me catching up to them, I think it was probably right after you clicked away. I went to cut under Beagle when he threw it in low in 1 and 2. I thought he was going to float up for his slider, and when I cut down, I kissed him in the tail tank a little bit. So I'm sure that car wasn't handling right. That probably didn't help the big dog. So Ryan, my apologies once again, brother.
Here's another fun fact. I mentioned how 1 year ago was his last 360 sprint win. His last win in Monday Night Madness, specifically in the Rebels division, May 22nd, 2023 in the Rebels division.
Man, that was a long time ago.
That was 511 days ago. He could wait to win next week. Then it would be 518 days ago. But nah, probably wants to win tonight.
Yeah, I think he's ready to pull that one off his back here.
Alrighty. First of 2 attempts, the green-white checkered. Yellow flies before the white. We'll try it once again. If the white flies, next flag will be the checker no matter what happens. Grandy, Berg, Dittmer, or the field. Back to green. Berg looking low on Grandy. The 518 rips the top. Great exit off the corner, but a little bit sideways. Berg, though, fading away fast. Dittmer wants a chance at second. Moore Sr. wants a chance at second. Here they come off for 4 white flag waves. We're on the last lap.
Yeah,
Dylan
the 518, man, he is so smooth up top. Dylan's trying to come back with a counter, Marty, but I just don't know if he can get it here in 3 and 4.
He's the driver of the Inferno Motorsports. 518. The winless streak of the Rebels is over. Joseph Grandy takes the win of the Speed Palace. Berg second. Dittmer third. The Moors in 4th and 5th. The biggest mover, Ludwig Boussois, up to 7th at the end.
Yeah, man, Grandy, he earned this one. He's been one of the dominant cars all night here. Him and I were pretty fast in that heat race, but I had absolutely nothing for him. And then you see him just ride the rim here through the feature. Phenomenal drive by that 518.
Here's a look at your results here from tonight. And what was a great race, that's for sure. Top 5 eligible to move up pending IL. There's the rest of the field from tonight. Well, just waiting for both Berg and Dittmer to come in. And we'll get things going here. All right, we've got Dittmer, we've got Grandy. I don't know if Berg knows how to get in here, because I believe that would be the first time we've ever talked with him. So let's get Brandon Dittmer on in here, and we'll let Zach take this one.
Hey, Spider Monkey Man, able to get on the podium here after, I was out there with you, but I kind of experienced it with you, an up and down race, but able to get back up there at the end, man. Talk to us about how you did it.
I was putting myself in a good position starting second at the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, kind of ruining that advantage by putting myself into a wall and having to pit. Luckily, a caution came out, and I was able to stay on the lead lap. Coming back up to the field, I just want to say I'm really sorry to Joseph Mossow. I did not mean to get into him. I tried to check up, and unfortunately, we just kind of got together, and around he went, and chaos ensued. But there at the end, the Moors are really putting the heat on me there on that final restart, and luckily I was able to hold them off. My car was so bad. I think I had a 57% right rear at the end of that race. I was holding on for dear life.
Yeah, well, man, at the end of the day, you were able to hold on to it and bring home that podium, so got to be happy about that. And, well, I'm not sure what the IL is here, but do you plan on giving us some Renegades action here?
Yes, I do. And I think the last I checked, I was just below 0.2, so I think good to go.
Well, hey, congratulations, Brandon. Great run, man. Who you want to thank?
You guys for the broadcast. Roger for Coast to Coast. Boys over at Training Wheels Racing. Dean in the World of Outlaws Super Duper Car Series for the sponsorship, and Bowman Designs for this amazing wrap. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and can't wait to keep putting this thing on the podium more. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't really have an excuse. I'm a state down, so.
I don't know, man. I just got to gain like that confidence to run the top a little bit more. I think it was more me than it was the car. The car felt really good. Felt like at the beginning of the race I could run in the bottom pretty solid, and then once the bottom kind of went away, I could put it up top. But it was just my confidence, I think, that got in the way. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had myself muted there for just a moment. What was working out so well for you tonight as a whole? Even at one time when you got up in the air and did a wheelie, nearly damaged the suspension up front.
Yeah, man, that was a little scary. I felt I kind of did a little bit of a wing angle change. I kind of flattened the wings out a little bit. I feel like I could carry my speed down the straightaways off the corner. I think that helped me like getting into the corner a little bit better.
Alrighty, man. Well, hey, it was a great run, though. Finished second, moving up to Renegades tonight, I believe, pending IL. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to thank Inferno Motorsports, Vapor Trail, JRB Designs, AJ Creations, and our newest sponsor, Speed Factory.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, great job. Congratulations on the second-place finish, and best luck in Renegades.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Joseph Grandy. Ends a 511-day winless streak with the Rebels. Zach, we'll let you take this one.
Well, Joe, I got one thing over you. You won the heat, you won the feature. I at least took the pole from you, man. But I'll tell you what, heck of a run from you tonight. You know, you're able to run against that outside wall so comfortably here, man. Just talk about what that takes, the kind of confidence you need to get that close to the wall.
I think just people try to use more throttle than you actually need. I'm barely touching the pedal going around that wall. So, you know, bouncing around a little bit, but more throttle you are, obviously you're going to slip around a little bit.
Well, man, you look smooth up there. Were you worried there close to the end when the caution came out? Were you worried about Dylan, or did you feel pretty comfortable out there? Felt you were a car the beat?
More worried about, once I get out of a groove, it's hard for me to take a few laps to get back in it. You know, after yellow, it takes me a few laps, and that's usually when I make my mistakes.
Well, hey, man, you mistake-free race here tonight for you. Congratulations. It was a long time coming, and Joe, we're happy for you, man. Who you want to thank?
Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, Highline Photography, all the guys over at Inferno Motorsports, my girlfriend Olivia. Appreciate all the guys at Coast to Coast, and thank you guys for doing the broadcast.
Alrighty, Joseph. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck in Renegades tonight. Well done.
Thanks.
Remember, Grandy said he didn't know he would have it for all 30 laps, and guess what? He did. So we're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's Renegades time here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
Bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight when we were talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has a crew member or one of the drivers that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Welcome back here to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Renegades are around the corner. We're so glad you could join us here. Marty Scala alongside Zach Chapman. A reminder as well, we got the World Finals coming up next week, our annual charity event that you don't want to miss out on in honor of Team Red, White, and Blue. 360s, crate late models, as well as 358 dirt modifieds. You don't want to miss out on it. $10 to get in, 20 for all 3 divisions. Qualifying on Monday and Tuesdays. Last chance showdowns Wednesdays, and the championships are on Friday night, or on Thursday night rather. Us at Slide Job Race Network and Shaggy TV will have live coverage, so don't miss out on it one bit. You excited for that one?
Oh, 100%. I love Charlotte. That's one of my favorite tracks. So promotes, as you know, especially through turns 3 and 4, I mean 3, even 4 wide racing. So can't wait for the guys to really let it hang out. I believe, Marty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we got like, what, $500 on the line?
Yeah, just about 500. So over 500, I should say, in payout. So it's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss out on it, that's for sure. So here's a look at the rundown as we get set to go with things. Steven Stewart currently the quickest driver here in practice at a 15.503. Believe we're doing the drivers meeting right now as things stand. And
Yeah, we actually are, because I forgot to turn my voice chat off, and Patrick Spangler is currently talking.
gotcha, that makes sense. So, alrighty, as we get set to go, let's take a look at our schedule for the next few weeks. Here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Actually, do I have it? I actually do. So, all right, tomorrow night, Retread Tuesday. We've got retreads at Fallujah and Charlotte, 360s and pickup trucks. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes, which will take place at Fallujah with 360s and 410s. Wednesday night, Thursday night Thunder at a place called Kokomo with small blocks and big blocks. You better get your ass down there, that's for sure. Then next week, of course, our World Finals at Charlotte. Don't want to miss on that for sure. Scott Rayom checking in. Great to see you this week as well. Gary Spangler, good evening to you, sir. Steven Stewart says has to be a record amount of green white checkers in the last 2 seasons. You could possibly be right on that. I'm not too sure, though.
Who doesn't love a good green white checkered?
Everyone loves a good green white checkered. So we got 19 drivers with us here. Watch some of the drivers here on track. There's Brad Waite. We have only driver right now to be taking some laps at the moment. Him and Stephen Goldner each taking some laps here. Goldner currently 14th. Brad Waite is 9th. These Renegades are quite crazy, and you got to go back to what happened last season when we had a wild finish there between Spangler and Chapman, one that will not be forgotten for a while. Remember that one, Zach?
Yeah, and I believe what Blake got the best of that one, right?
No, both of them got together. I believe it was Bandy that won that last season. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay, that's right. They got together, and then okay, you're correct. You're correct. I believe Blake threw the slider on that one, but it is what it is. Those guys, they shake that off. They've probably already forgotten it. We're just the ones bringing it up. Those two may have a little rivalry on the track, but they know at the end of the day, they really do bring out the best in each other. And right now, that guy sitting P2 on the charts, he's helping do that. Chad Griggs, man, bringing him up to this Renegade Series. What a huge addition.
Absolutely. Griggs currently second quick, 15:51. Stewart quickest at a 15:50. So I believe the drivers are doing some couple extra laps here. I think they're trying to get this track all worked in before we go qualifying, before race control approves of the track. So So get 19 drivers with us. We'll have 3 heats this evening of action. You can also take a look at our point standings coming on in. After 5 races, no drops in effect here in this case. Spangler is up 350 to 262. Of course, 2 wins on the year for the high side banger. You've got Chad Griggs in 3rd with 258 points. Tyler Wilson 4th, 255. Bobby Good 5th with 252. Jesse Banny and Bobby Good each tied for 5th, I should say.
I'm hearing 2 people lost their packets, and I think 1 person's doing an NVIDIA update, so we should be getting ready to roll here pretty soon.
Gotcha, okay. Well, let's talk more about the World Finals while we are at it. What are you looking forward to the most in this World Finals?
Man, to see if Isaac can get another one done. He's already got... Does he have 2 of them, Marty?
Yeah,
Or
he's
is it
got a
just
bunch of
one?
them. He's always good at the World Finals no matter what.
Yeah, so I mean, and he's one of those guys that will, Dean, and you touched on it too, Marty. Throw in the dang $20. I mean, if you don't want to run all the series, you don't have to, but just go ahead and throw that 20. But there's always a little extra. Normally, maybe they do a trophy, some type of award for the guy that wins the overall points, and
right.
I would say 7 out of 10 times that's Isaac. So you gotta look forward to seeing if he gets the 3rd here this season, or if somebody else can steal it from him.
I don't even think when I saw Isaac at Super Dirt Week, I don't even think he got a chance to meet Shepard, because we were hanging out earlier on in the weekend, and first time we were talking, Shepard was right behind all of them, was walking behind all of them. So missed that. Don't know if he was in the autograph line or what. I can't remember, but I know he wanted to see. I know he wanted to meet Shepard badly. In fact, in the past 2 times when I've actually told Shepard that my buddy from North Dakota says hi, the iRace from North Dakota says hi, Shepard actually remembers him, and he says, "All right, tell him I said hi back." I'm not kidding.
Well, and Isaac, he blows his chance here once again.
Yes. That was, I think, though, I believe 2 last season. Not this season, but last season. All right. Qualifying underway. We're going to watch him. We're going to watch Brad Wade. Getting 2 minutes to put up 2 laps here.
Good looking paint job for that 814.
Absolutely. He always has some good schemes.
So he's going to try the inside line here. I'm anxious to see what this looks like. Most guys will try this on lap 2 because now he sacrifices speed if he wants to go up top on lap 2.
Absolutely. That lap time was pretty bad, 16:39. Jesse Bandy, who won this race last season, quickest at 15:98. Dean Reynolds second, 16:02. Brian Moore Sr. third, 16:06. Patrick Spangler is the lap. He goes. Think it was an invalidated lap on lap 2, despite it being the quickest of anyone. How about Bobby Good, second quick at a 15:09.93, 11 thousandths off the pace. Here comes Blake Chapman, meanwhile, the salesman off at turn 4. He looks pretty good. He's in the green on lap number 2. Quick time! 15:09.72, 1:05.972, about 8 thousandths better than Jesse Bandy. Jesse exiting the wall in turn 4. That's an invalidated lap.
Chad Griggs right now sitting 17th. He's coming around finishing up. He needs a big improvement.
This is a much better lap for him. Chad Griggs off the corner. Second quick by 5 thousandths at a 15:09.78.
Man, I knew it was going to be better there, Marty, but I said he needed a big improvement, man. That's huge. Big run there for the 270. And something we're kind of getting accustomed to.
Jack Hitt, Patrick Spangler, Brian Moore Jr. in 10th through 12th will be your pole sitters for each of the 3 heats we have tonight. So we get set for heat race number 1, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Here's how they line up. Gentleman Jack Hitt on the pole in the 217. Next to him, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row number 2, Bob DeGood in car number 7, and the salesman Blake Chapman in the number 20. Row 3, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Final driver on the grid tonight, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in car 42. Trevor Giroux checking in the chat for the first time tonight. Hope you enjoyed that 358 race. Oh, yes, we did for sure up here, Trevor. That was a fun one without question.
Brian Moore Sr., we saw, very competitive there in the Rebels. And every time he's transferred up here, he's almost been a top 5 car. So watch this 558 here. He needs to take advantage of this good front row starting spot.
By the way, 3-0 Yankees on the Guardians. I'm very happy at that. Pair of wild pitches led to that, and a Juan Soto home run. Alrighty, this will determine our pole sitter for tonight. Jack Hitt, Brian Moore Sr. set to bring us to the green flag for our 35-lap feature.
Green flag.
Again, winner is on pole. The green lights are on. Brian
Great
Moore
restart
Sr.
from Blake.
A little bit tight off the corner, but yes, Blake Chapman with a great jump of everyone. He's already passed Bob DeGood into the 3rd position. Meanwhile, 3 wide the back, Jack Clevenger hanging on there. Here's the battle for the race lead. His hit leads lap 1. Moore Sr. peaks downstairs for the top spot. Blake Chapman tries to get into the midst of things here, too.
Yeah, and now Jack running in the middle here. This is going to hurt his exit, and this is where Blake, he's going to have to lift, and he does.
Yeah. Chapman as well kissed the wall in 1 and 2, but here comes the salesman. Oh, my! On his side, look out. Tyler Wilson collected home run and barrel rolls. What a flip of the 42. That thing won't even stop flipping.
Now Brian Moore Sr., he watches all that, takes advantage, goes out front. And now Jack Hitt, man, Marty, he's got to try to recover because he's got a mirror full of that 7 of Bob DeGood.
Hitt still second. Clevenger, Barker battle for the 4th spot.
Jack Hitt in the wall.
Yeah, and Hitt had that top wing not coat for just a moment. And we have 3 laps to go here in Heat 1. A quick look at the replay with Blake Chapman and Tyler Wilson. Chapman looking upstairs and just caught the wheel of Hitt. On his side, keeps it going, and Wilson just doesn't see him coming. But Tyler Wilson takes the wildest ride of them all.
What a night or start to the night this would be for that 7. Qualify 4th. If you finish 2nd here, you're going to start 4th in the feature. Bob just needs to hit his marks here. Only going to have 1 more time around coming out of 4.
1 lap to go. Watching this race for 4th closely. Jack Clevenger has it on Jeff Barker. Jack Hitt, quickest driver on track in a 16-second lap. Can he get past Bob DeGood? It turns 3 and 4. That will be tough. Here comes Brian Moore Sr. off the corner. Been a while since he's been on pole, but Brian Moore Sr. picks up the win in Heat 1. DeGood 2nd, Hitt 3rd, Clevenger 4th, Barker 5th, Chapman 6th, and Wilson in 7th. We now go to Heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspection. And the starting lineup has the high side banger. Patrick Spangler on pole position, the 39 next to him, Steven Stewart in car number 29. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79, and Chad Griggs in the 27. Final row tonight, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161, and Brad Waite in the 814. Last number checking in, rooting for Steven Stewart. Also enjoying that ride off of the 25 Enterprise machine. That is a nice scheme. You know, I always like the Victory Fuel ride, but I think this one may top it.
Yeah, it's really nice the way the purple and black go together. They merge so well, and especially in some of the shadow parts of the track, comes out and see that nice purple. That's a good looking ride. I thought I was losing it. I could have swore I heard somebody whisper water. That you had me panicking for a second, Marty.
It's medicine time for me in here, so bear with me. All right, we're set to go green for the Renegades. Heat 2 underway. Great jump from Patrick Spangler on Steven Stewart. Reynolds looks underneath. Brad Waite thought about throwing the needle for just a moment. The 29 up to second. Brad Waite for third on Dean Reynolds. The 79 downstairs. Can he grab second off the corner? He cannot. Spangler leads the opening lap, while the top three all single file here, Zach.
Yeah, you know, it's so enticing when guys leave the bottom open. You want to stick your nose down there like Dino did, but right now you just got to ride that cushion. It's so quick. And, man, Chad Griggs, he's got that thing on rails right now as Dino goes up and shuts the door. But keep an eye on that 270.
Absolutely. Griggs does not want to be starting the back one bit. Here comes Stewart for second on the 814. Can he take it away off the corner? No, great high side from Brad Waite, but can Stewart slot in line? No, this time Stewart tries the slide job on Brad Waite, but that works out, but the 814 counters here, Zach.
Yeah, advantage Brad Waite right now. A smooth slide job. I don't know if Steven's going to be able to carry momentum for a crossover. He's not. He's got to stay in line for third. Dino's making a move.
He throws it in, decides not to go for the slide job, though, but man, Steven Stewart looks like he's in a supercross race at the moment.
Yeah, bouncing all around in that 29 is, you know, not too long ago he was up there thinking about battling for the lead. Now finds himself in fifth.
Chad Griggs moves up to the fourth spot thanks to that. Everyone liking the top shelf at the moment. Dean Reynolds trying to get into the fluff here, see if we can find an extra groove, get that to settle in, but it's not. Wait till we get to feature time, though, tonight, folks, because it is going to get crazy. That's for sure. Everyone's going to be trying to go for every inch of this racetrack, just like what Griggs and Stewart are trying to do. But this high side can get really hairy when we get to the feature tonight.
Man, Dino's close enough here on the white flag lap. We may see him move for sitting a little hiccup. Don't know if he's going to be able to do it now. His final time, 2, 3, and 4. Just
has to reset and rebound here. Diamonds 3 and 4 works out pretty well for him. As the final lap is underway, Spangler, though, I'm sorry, that was the checkers. Wow. Alrighty. Spangler the winner, Waite second, Reynolds third, Stewart fourth, Griggs fifth, Landis sixth. Boy, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, and, you know, Dino would agree with you there because, like I told you, I left the voice chat on. He hopped up there and said, "Can I breathe now?" So that just shows those guys holding their breath. That was a tough one.
Let's go to heat race number 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. It's Brian Moore Jr. on the pole position here in the 09. Next to him, the Pink Panther, Jesse X in the 127. Row number 2, Stephen Goldner in car number 30. And next to him is the Vanderbilt Master, Jesse Bandy in car 49. Final row tonight, John Short in the 51. And the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83.
Going to be tough to get around Jesse, but, man, row number 2, what a row.
Absolutely. With the Vanderbilt teammates, it could look pretty good. We're going to go an extra lap here before we go green instead of just taking the one pace lap and going green right away.
Yeah, Patrick was taking a nap there. He hit the button a little late, so he does so much. I think we'll let him slide on this one.
So as we get set to go, winner starts the inside of row number 2 tonight. Moore Jr. and Atkinson set to bring us to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Man, Moore Jr. caught sleeping. Advantage Jesse Atkinson clearly.
Yeah, and that really affected Stephen Goldner. Is now he's going to be stuck on, or no, he's tired of it. He's going to send it in here. He knows he's got to go.
I think Brandon Dittmer may know he's got to go as well with that fast number 83. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Oh, my. Bandy upside down. We saw him catch the bumper of Jesse Atkinson, and he grinds to a halt. Take a look here. It's got really sideways right in front of everybody.
And we got 4 cars on the racetrack. Boy, this back two, Marty, they're pretty wounded, Stephen Goldner and John Short. This is a fun race to watch as John gets in the wall hard in 3 and 4.
Ooh, yeah, big lick for John Short. Left side completely damaged, and then there were 3. Atkinson still ripping off quick lap. 16:41 his best. That last time by 16:49. The big man to take advantage of all this was Brandon Dittmer. He needed a moment. He got that moment.
Yeah, you're not able to have a good qualifying effort there, but you know, you take advantage of other people's mistakes, and the Spider Monkey climbed his way on up to P2. Now, this is where, too, you know, the racer in you, if you're the leader, Jesse Atkinson, you want to go up here. You want to see what the car's got. But, man, you really got to be able to pull the reins back. You got to be smart, and you got to realize that you're going to be starting third, and you're going to have 3 minutes here in warm-ups to go mess around. So you just need to be smart.
Absolutely. Final lap underway for the Pink Panther. He's been blistering fast in the end. He nearly had a moment there in 1 and 2. You see that there, Zach?
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. I saw him have a moment in 3 and 4 earlier. There he does again almost. I mean, that's where some race car drivers, man, they just don't want to turn it off. They want to put down that quick time all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. But be thankful, though, that's over at least. As Atkinson, man, even that, he picked up a quickest lap, 16:08 there. Dittmer second, Goldner third, Short fourth, Moore fifth, and Bandy sixth.
Yeah, it's a quick lap by half a second, so he was saving something.
So we'll step aside for the final time tonight. When we come back, 35 laps of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. In the final moments here of warm-ups before we go racing, Chad Griggs the quickest, 16.497. Steven Stewart second, 16.52. Blake Chapman third, 16.58. Patrick Spengler fourth, 16.69. Jesse Axon fifth at a 16.71. 19 drivers will take the green here in just a matter of moments.
This is one where, you know, if the drivers are listening, put enough gas in this thing. We're going 35 laps, so it's a long, long night left.
Absolutely. They've got a long way to go. 35 laps and likely a bunch of cautions here, so they better prepare right now and get ready for things here. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, appreciate you coming out, spending your Monday night with us. Time to meet the field here. That will take us to the green, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your starting lineup brought to you by RSN Trackside. On the pole, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Next to him, the high side banger, Patrick Spengler in car 39. Row number 2, it's Jesse Atkinson, the Pink Panther in the 127, and Bob DeGood in car 7. Row 3, Brad Waite in the 814, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 4, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217, and Dean Reynolds in the number 79. Running out the top 10 tonight, the Stephen Goldner in the 30, and Jack Clevenger in car 78. Row 6, Steven Stewart in the 29, and John Short in the 51. Row 7, the Bird to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513, and Chad Griggs in the 27. Row 7, the Bandyboat Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49, and the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20. Row 9, it's the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, the 161, and Brian Moore Jr. in the 09. And rounding out the grid tonight, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in car 42. Again, let us know your picks to win here tonight. Who you going for, Zach?
Man, you know, he's going to have great betting odds here tonight, starting in row number 8. But, man, I got to go with the Salesman, Marty. Blake Chapman, I think he's going to drive through the field and bring it home.
Give me the high side banger, Patrick Spengler in that 39. Jarris checking in, rooting for more racing here. They've got one on pole and one in the back. See what they can do here tonight. Go one more lap here before we take the green flag. There you see our Zeus, our friendly little dog here at Port Royal, wagging his tail. He's excited to go racing. The push truck dog. That's what they call him, I believe. I can't remember. Steve King Foundation pace truck pulls on to pit road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the final time tonight, it is time to shake and bake and wing it and bring it. Because where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? Brian Moore Sr. and Patrick Spengler bring us the green. It's showtime in the Speed Palace. Brian Moore Sr. slides up in front of Patrick Spengler in our Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Moore Sr. hanging on. Oh, and around he goes and collects Patrick Spengler. Wild flip by the pole center. Look at the height he gets. Oh, my.
Just now came to a stop. Just now came to a spot.
Right next to the porta john. He's going to have to go for that because of a Cold Brown moment. My, oh, my.
Yeah, imagine walking out of that porta potty and opening the door, man.
Also had Brandon Dittmer crash as well. Now I'm going to wonder how much damage does Patrick Spengler have. This wild flip he takes. Ooh. You saw Dittmer in the background. It's like, look at that tumble, how high he got. Holy moly. right on board. This may be the wildest ride of Senior's career right here. He's just hoping, stop flipping. Come on, stop. He didn't realize how much airtime he got, and then he got on the ground. Goodness gracious. Let's try on board with Brandon Dimmer as well. This was a separate incident right here. Got on his side, upside down. Don't think anybody else hit him though. Well, the chaos is already beginning here, Zach, and it's only lap 1.
Yeah, Patrick's going to be happy, though. He's got a clear view out front, though, and his teammate beside him here in the 127 because, you know, I cut you off there rudely on the backstretch. I didn't realize we were going to talk at the same time. I said a hiccup, you know. More Senior, he got a little loose there as he slid up in front of Patrick, and Patrick had to crack that throttle, and then the wild 3 and 4. Patrick, he's going to need well, he may have to step in the trailer here before he talks to us on the podium, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, we'll try this once again. We did not complete lap 1, which means this next restart is single file. The lap goes up on the board when we take this green flag. Spangler brings us back to green, and away we go. '39 car able to hold serve with X in second. Bobby Good, Brad Wade with a nice battle on track for third. Here comes Jack Hitt looking for that 2-for-1 discount off the corner. Hitt moves up to fourth. Oh, he got yeeted out of the way and picks another big shot in the wall. Everybody dodges him. Oh my, that was a big impact. See what happened here. Got yeeted by weight. Goldner caught a piece of that too.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, you see him, he yanks the wheel sideways in the middle of the corner. He thinks that Jack's going to slide up higher. He tries for a crossover, and, you know, I mean, I can hear him. I'm privy to the driver's chat, and here he's going to pull in the pits to give himself an EOL. I mean, Brad feels really bad about that, and we know the 814, that's not the way he wants to race anyone.
Absolutely.
You know who this is helping, Marty? My driver, and that guy in the 270, these 1 laps and 1 or 2 guys wiping out in front of him, Blake Chapman and Chad Griggs, able to pick off guys early, so only making their race easier.
Yeah, Chad Griggs is liking these for sure. But right now, all Patrick Spangler at the moment as we're under caution for our second time tonight. Again, I told you, when we take the feature here in Port Royal for the Renegades, they go, this is probably the chaotic race of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Dino talked about it. It's arguably the fastest track dirt track we have on iRacing with how much it's momentum based, how you rip the outside. That and Eldora are pretty close. But man, and that just makes everything happen so much faster, and it really magnifies any mistake because a guy's going to have a huge run on you. And, if you don't want to lift, bad things are going to happen.
So we did complete that lap before the yellow was thrown. So this is a double file restart, our first of the night coming up here. Patrick Spangler, Jesse Atkinson, row 1. Dean Reynolds, Bob D. Good, row 2. Stephen Goldner, Jack Clevenger, row 3. Stephen Stewart, John Short, row 4. And Jeff Barker, Chad Griggs round out your top 10. Back to green we go. Spangler goes up the hill for just a moment. Atkinson follows him. Dean Reynolds moves up into a podium spot. And Stephen Goldner now through to 4th. Bob D. Good falling back just a little bit. We could go 4 wide in this corner for just a moment. No, we do not. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Chapman upside down. Chad Griggs got hit from somebody, and Blake Chapman had absolutely nowhere to go. And we were hearing Brandon Dittmer may have been caught up in this as well.
Yeah, Bandy gets a little loose coming out of the corner as he went around the outside of Chad Griggs in 3 and 4, and just a little slap, goes down and gets into Blake. And man, Blake, nothing that kid could do. And gonna be a tough year for that kid to win a championship. He's had a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, this is the second straight week where he's been involved in something that's been nothing he can just do there.
And you know that man out front right now, he's saying, Marty, Shaggy, cry me a river, man. I've had my fair share, and you know that guy would love to bring another trophy home to that Spangler household. So all in all, man, this still edging towards Patrick here, if he can keep a good season together.
Yes, Spangler still remains your race leader, and a great start to the Renegade season for him. Five laps will be complete when we take this restart. I honestly would not be surprised if they made this a single file restart just with the slow start we've had.
No, yeah, I think the rule is 3 cautions and then they single file the rest of the way. So, you know, that hurts guys like Blake if he's able to get a tow and get back out there and stay on the lead lap. You know, you're not going to get any cheap guys here in a double file restart. You got to be patient and pick them off one by one.
This will be double. Nope, this will be single. I thought that was double for a moment.
Yeah, I think Jesse was hoping here.
I wonder if they were listening to us.
Oh no, those guys are pretty good. I don't know if they're going to learn anything from us, Marty.
Yeah, we're just. You're a driver. I'm just a fan.
I don't know if I'm a driver. I try to be.
All right, we'll watch this from the Chapman Racing drone as we come back to the green flag. Spangler brings them down. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Different lines here as Spangler up the hill. Exit closes in with a great exit. And the Pink Panther looking for the race lead on the high side. Banger. Slide job. Atkinson. Spangler counters. Who's going to lead the line? Atkinson taps the wall. Spangler hangs on.
Yeah, I think Jesse had it at the line if he doesn't get in the wall. But, man, that little mistake, that may have cost him. Patrick will take a mental note of that. He's not going to run that bottom like that again on a restart.
Ooh, Atkinson really loose off the corner. Makes a great save out of it. But he loses a lot of time. Here comes Dean Reynolds looking to take away the runner-up spot. He gets on the binders for just a moment, but the yellow flag waves. And this time it's Jeff Barker. And he has lost the top wing. He's gone over.
He gets into it with Shorty right in front of the starter stand, and man, he goes for a wild ride.
Yeah, it is a wild ride for sure. On board the Brewerton Beast. He didn't get half of a Super Dirt Week race because that got rained out. Man, that's a bummer for him. Yep, there's the wheel-to-wheel contact. And grinding in a shower of sparks while flipping. Reminder, no regular Monday Night Madness race for us next week. Of course, with the World Finals starting up next Monday. 2 weeks from now, the series returns to Pennsylvania, Lincoln Speedway. Don't want to miss out on that. As always, we go live 7 p.m. right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
You ever come to Lincoln, Marty? We're going to go to the sub stop before the race. Delicious, cheap food. I'm talking cheap food, but it is so good.
I will have to keep that in mind. You know, if you ever come to Oswego, we've got a good sub place too.
Yeah, I'll definitely. That's a doable one because that's a drive. That's something that if I could have planned this year for, I could have went. I could see it next year's plans.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, the Oswego sub shop is amazing. It'll change the way you think about subs forever. Trust me.
I see your pictures. They look good.
Every time I'm in Oswego, I'm going to that sub shop. Whether it be once, whether it be twice. I only got there once, unfortunately. And Cleveland has gotten on the board, by the way, with a solo home run. So hopefully they don't turn it up, though. All right, here we come back to the green. 8 laps in the books. Patrick Spangler has led all 8.
Yeah,
Atkinson
he ran the
hanging
top
on.
through 1 and 2 that time. I told you he wasn't going to do that twice.
Yeah, he was going to do. Yeah, Patrick Spangler learns from his mistakes pretty quickly, that's for sure. But notice this high side is starting to get really bumpy, Zach, and we're only on lap 10 of this 35-lap feature.
No, yeah, and this is where we're going to see guys, I'm taking a peek through the field. It's way back there, but Blake, he'll start to flirt with that bottom now. When the guys get up top and start to get squirrely, that opens up the bottom groove if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, we'll have to see if anyone that was involved in a wreck decides to use the bottom to their advantage, possibly. Atkinson, that last lap, had the best lap, 16.85 of anyone. Here's a change for third, Steven Stewart, who started back in 11th. He's one of your second biggest movers right now on track, but he's stuck back in 4th. Biggest mover right now, Tyler Wilson in 10th up 9. Go to the 5-lap average, show you who the quickest driver on track is. Very tough to tell. You can see it's very close amongst the top 4, but 5th on back, they've been pretty much off their game there.
Yeah, when you're up there in that front pack, you get to see where the top dogs are running. That really helps. That's half the battle, seeing the good line. So they're at an advantage up front.
Ooh, Atkinson in the wall for just a moment. Spangler now quickest car on track at a 16.85. Atkinson lost just about 1/10 of a second, actually 2/10 that last time by. We have some other good battles on track. Let's go back to the top 10. Jesse Bandy, Jack Hitt. Remember, I believe Bandy was involved at his start for the back because of an accident earlier on in a heat race. As you see Hitt get sideways, Bandy should be able to use this to his advantage, though. But Hitt may try the slide job here to make sure Bandy doesn't get that pass.
Yeah, but he gets a little squirrely here, so advantage Bandy, and he's going to do that short slider, shuts the door early, and he'll get a good exit.
Up to 10th he goes. Or check that, up to 9th he goes. Let's go back to third, Reynolds and Stewart. They've been close on one another all night long, and Stewart decides to test Mama's basement. Not working just yet, but I think it'll start to develop later on in this second half like you were mentioning.
It seems like we've been going a while here, Marty, and we have, but right now we are just coming over halfway.
They were nearly 4 wide in turn 2 in the back of the pack. Blake Chapman's a part of that. Remember, he's 1 lap down from an accident.
3 by 3, look at him.
Yeah, can you believe that? This is very tight. This is an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, boy.
There it is. Brad Wade around.
It is.
And, my goodness, how it was just a spin, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess technically 2 cars involved, but for that to only be, basically a 1-car spin, that's amazing.
Another angle. Checked up. Brian Moore Sr. didn't see it coming.
Man, I touched on it, though, right as that caution was coming out, just now halfway. So we've seen the track change a lot. And, Marty, it's not necessarily done. I really wouldn't be surprised if we do get that bottom lane here, but only time will tell.
Wonder if some drivers will start to utilize it with that long run. Actually, our longest run of the race, I should say.
Yeah, this is where, you don't want to be that test dummy here, but, if you're Dino, you've been watching those guys go to the top. I doubt after the restart Patrick had, he'll go to the bottom again, but this is where if you're Dino, maybe this turn 1 and 2, before you're wound up, maybe you peek to the bottom and see if you can get up in front of the Pink Panther. But it's all in if you think you can get that thing up and out of the corner if you got enough grip down there. If you see where the pace truck is right now, where they just drove through, there are a couple spots. You can get a little bit of help there in the middle of the corner and then take yourself back down for a lower exit.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll see how this goes as we come back to green. We are halfway home, 18 laps complete, and just about 17 laps to go. Actually, yeah, 17 to go as we're back to green. Bad start for Jesse X, and Dino nearly got in the back of that 127, and he had to lift off turn 2. Actually, a lot of drivers had to lift off in turn 2. Stewart, the first one to touch downstairs in 3 and 4. Can he get it to work? How about Steven Goldner? He's becoming a factor in this race as well.
Yeah, Steven got excited there when the other fellow, Steven, left the top shelf open, but now, oh man, he almost left it open for Shorty, but Shorty got loose coming out of 2.
A lot of sparks that came from Jesse Axon in 1 and 2, but he still has a pretty good car right now. As again, Goldner in the wall. John Short lifts, plays it safe than sorry. Here comes Stewart for third once again. Both of them closing on Jesse Axon. We've got a 3-car battle for a second here, Zach.
Yeah, we do, and Steven's trying to make that bottom work. You got to applaud it, but just not a lot of grip in the center of the corner. He gets a good drive off, but those guys still able to get back in the throttle so early, riding that cushion up top.
Reynolds through to third. Steven Stewart back to 4th position. Actually, I should say he's been in 4th position, but look at John Short. Big run on corner exit, and Short is one that's always good here at Port Royal. Looking for the spot. He lifts, plays it safe than sorry on the 29. Not good corner exit, though, because of how flying that 29 was, how sideways he was in the corner.
Yeah, no, but it looks like he's going to get him this time here as they come to the line, so Shorty up to P4 for now.
I think he did edge him out that last time by. 12 to go in this feature. Meanwhile, it's still Patrick Spangler out in front, up 1.5 seconds on Jesse Atkinson. No traffic in front of him, so we just worry about lap times as
Jack
things
hit
stand.
ballparked in 3 and 4. He disappeared.
Jack Hitt is gone. He's done for the night. Looking for some other good battles here.
He is sinking like a stone. Something happened to that 30.
Yeah, Steven Goldner's in trouble. I don't know if the tires have sealed over or what. He just lost a spot to Jeff Barker. Chad Griggs has also passed him. Big issues for Steven Goldner right now at the moment. Let's go near the front. How about Tyler Wilson, the Macho Man? Up 12 spots into 7th. Chad Griggs looking for 8th on Jesse. Bandy's up 7 tonight. He's having a good performance after his heat accident. 9 laps to go.
And Tyler, he'd love another caution. He sees his teammates up there in 1st and 2nd. He knows he's got a quick car, but Marty, let's be honest, he's not getting to that podium without some help.
Yeah, he needs an accident to break out here. So he challenges Jack Clevenger. 78 shuts the door up top. Macho Man lifts for just a moment. Nothing doing there. Let's go back to 4th. Stewart and Short once again having a great grab schnob off the corner as Stewart hangs on for the spot. Meanwhile, Reynolds still trying everything to get 2nd from Jesse X, and as the tires are starting to fade, the track's starting to fade, everyone's on roller skates here with 6 laps to go at the line.
Yeah, Dino, these last couple laps, though, he's been reeling in that 127 here, so not sure if he's going to, it's one thing to catch a guy, it's another thing to pass him, but if Dino can get up to that rear end of the 127, expect a big send here. He'd love that middle step.
Top 3 cars are the best 3 cars on the track per 5-lap average right now. 5 laps to go. Meanwhile, for Patrick Spangler, it is all him. 2.2 second lead, but now he approaches lap traffic. Steven Goldner's car is mangled. That car must have flipped, and we stayed green somehow. He needs to pull that to the infield to be safe than sorry. But he is just hanging on to keep it in the points and not lose any more spots. But that car is pretty much totaled here. He's just trying to make sure this doesn't spin.
Yeah, I think, maybe hasn't used his quick repair yet, was hoping for a caution and not go a lap down, but, well, those dreams are over.
We have to keep an eye on that 30 car very closely. Wilson, meanwhile, up to 6th past Jack Clevenger in that 78. Wilson's next target, John Short, but 1.5 seconds in front of him. Bandy and Griggs go to war for 8th. 2 laps to go, meanwhile, at Port Royal. Ooh, Clevenger stuck in the middle here, and now they're about to come up to Stephen Goldner. That could get interesting when you have a big pack of cars like this. Oh, boy, that was tight. Meanwhile, Patrick Spangler sees the white flag. We're on the last lap. A 2.2 second lead on Jesse Atkinson. He's in the Training Wheels Racing. Number 39. He started out from 2nd. He's led every lap tonight. And now he sees the checkered flag. Hometown win. Patrick Spangler takes it at Port Royal. Atkinson 2nd. Dean Reynolds 3rd. Steven Stewart 4th. John Short rounds out your top 5. Give it up for the Renegades after a rough start. They managed to get a really good long run to the finish. That was impressive, Zach.
Yeah, I had to work the kinks out there in the beginning, but, I think at the end of this one, other than maybe Blake, it would have been nice to see Blake get up there. I think, the fastest teams/cars, finished up front here is Patrick Spangler and Jesse Atkinson. Boy, were they fast. And, Tyler Wilson finishing 6th, their other teammate. What a drive for him, up 13 spots, able to survive the mayhem.
Absolutely. Wilson, your hard charger here tonight. Probably the man with the heartbreak here without question. Your guy that started on pole, Brian Moore Sr., with that wild flip on lap 1 where he went up to space.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, that wreck started coming out of turn 4, and he ends up right in front of the porta potty there as you enter turn 1. That was wild.
So we'll bring your top 3 on in here when they show up. And again, appreciate you all joining us here this evening. We look forward to doing this once again around the corner. Next week at World Finals and 2 weeks from now at Lincoln Speedway. Let's go to our 3rd place finisher, Dean Reynolds, who started 8th and finished 3rd. Dino, I got to ask you first, how hard were you hanging on to that car in those final laps, knowing what Port Royal has been like in the past?
Oh my God, I was in Training Wheels' Discord, and Tyler and Jet, we're like, our arms are killing us, and then my force feedback held on until about the last 5 laps, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to cut bait. I saw Steven was more than a second behind, so I started going middle, but that was hanging on. I mean, that was just, any time your car could just hit the wall, go out of the park or what, but, it was fun. It was kind of cool to just hang with those Training Wheel guys and learn from them as well, and I'll take it. 2nd in the 358s and a 3rd in the Renegades. So something about Port Royal. I don't know what it is about this place, but I just seem to feel like I can run here. I guess I feel comfortable more than most because I don't think I'm doing anything special, but just getting some good luck, I guess.
What were you trying to do?
You made the Knoxville Nationals event. I don't think luck had anything to do with it. You're figuring out these wings, Dean. That was a good run.
Well, thank you. And I am enjoying racing them. And it's cool to hang with some of these names that you just. I'm even though I'm 58 years old and I have a real-time job where, we put on races just like we did this past weekend. It's $52,000 a win. I'm still a fan of these pros and still a fan of Patrick Spangler and Blake Chapman and Stephen Goldner and all those guys. And just to, race side by side with them in this game that I can only play a little bit is really cool. So, it gives me a little time to get away from the real job, clear my mind and focus on this. And just like this past weekend with all of us getting together, Marty, how many friends we've made in iRacing. So this is all a cool deal.
Exactly. Dino, who do you want to give shout outs to?
I got to still thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. Again, we are a modified team, but, Morano and Clay and all them are starting to dab into sprint cars. And I just saw Dylan Kinsey just got a wrap for a sprint car, so I think we'll start seeing him dab a little bit, but always got to thank those guys. Got to thank Patrick Spangler and the Training Wheels gang. Patrick, I said it many times. He mentors me and tells me some things to do, and he's not selfish. He likes to help out a lot of people, and half the reason why I got a lot of this speed is because of him. So I got to thank him, and then got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It's really cool. And who sponsors Renegades and Rebels? I can't even remember.
I can't remember anymore. Hang
Extreme
on, I got
Speed TV, I think.
Oh, so it's the overall sponsor. Cool.
Yeah,
so
I think for Monday night, yeah.
No, that's the Piercefields, right?
Oh no, actually, Flatline Racing Bodies does Renegades.
Okay.
I knew it was Dan Chapman with Flatline Racing Bodies.
Well,
I meant the whole time.
Yeah, we and I digress. Sometimes I don't think the sponsors overall. I think the sponsors on my car and stuff, but they're the real sponsors. Once for them, my dad wouldn't be able to watch me race at home, and Megan watched me race at home, and thank God some sponsors stepped up so we can have the World Finals next week. Again, just pay the $20, get in, and whether you're going to race 1, 2, 3, or none, just put your $20 in there, and then like that. So just gotta thank you guys for the telecast, and I am tired. Port Royal's got me done. I'm going to go watch the Yankees. They're up 4-1, and call it a night.
Go Yankees, that's for sure, Dino. Great
Absolutely.
job.
All right, Marty, good seeing you, and Shaggy, thank you again, and then we'll be hopefully talking to you more times.
Yeah, great run, Dino.
Absolutely.
Thank
Take it
you.
easy, Dino. Dino finishes third tonight. Let's go to our second place finisher, Jesse Atkinson, and we'll let Shaggy take this one.
Hey, Pink Panther, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Yep, I copy.
Well, first things first here. Dino told me he was in your guys' room with you guys. So the next time I'm in a sprint car race, I better get invited to that Discord because, man, you guys were in your own league tonight. You hung with Patrick there for a little bit, but as the lap started to open up, he opened that gap. What went wrong with the car? Could you have, maybe adjusted your style a little bit?
I think it was more just down to driving. I ran the matinee today. Had a pretty good show in there. It was really fast. But I decided to switch to VR for this race, just test it out. Haven't raced in it for about a couple months. So I was like, hey, why not give it a shot? And it's having some frame issues going into the corner, so it kind of messed up, trying to get it up on the cushion there. So just kind of lost a little bit of speed there. And as well, I wasn't here last week because my wheel decided to only detect half its inputs. So got a new wheel, raced on it now. It seems to be doing me pretty good so far. So hopefully we can, get more used to it and just make some better laps out there.
What's the Pink Panther racing on now? What wheel did you get?
Got a T300. I used to have a G27, so slight bit of upgrade.
Yeah, I would say so. I came from the G27 myself, and not terrible, but definitely not what you want when you got to try to run down your teammate there, Patrick Spangler. But hey, hell of a run here, Jesse. Great P2, man, and great night for the team here. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I was just gonna thank TWR, all the guys over there, Patrick, Brandon, Tyler. Yeah, I think that's all who raced tonight. Gotta thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Gotta thank Ford Cloak Media, Ager Esports, everybody watching at home. Gotta thank the league, all the admins putting on these races. Always, have a blast. And gotta thank myself for not hitting the outside wall too hard. I definitely hit it a couple times.
Well, Jesse, great job tonight on that second place run, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yep, thank you.
Now we go to victory lane and talk to your winner, Patrick Spangler. I don't think I've seen a dominant performance like that at Port Royal in a while. So, man, how was this car tonight?
Like I said up front, got to avoid a lot of the carnage and just terrible qualifying on my part, but he played in the invert. That's just one of those tracks that you don't have time to breathe or even blink your eyes because you get a little bit of break down the front stretch, but all the turns are super bumpy and the back stretch even gets bumpy. So, you can't miss your mark in any lap. Keeps you honest.
Was this car, was it slippery in the final laps once again? Were you hanging on?
Yeah, I almost looped it coming to the white flag. I keyed up and I almost looped it there. Good thing I had a little lead there, so I just rode the middle. But it was I think I had like 49% on the right rear left. So right rear was pretty gone. It was pretty slick and very bumpy. So very hard to you gotta be on your toes there.
What was it like for you on lap number one when you had a a car full of Brian Moore Sr.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to take quick repair. Thank goodness that net could have threw him, but I saw him get like loose, and then like it was jumping all around. I don't know if it's just a connection or whatever, but then I saw him go through me, so I hurried up and checked my wing because usually if you see your wing not moving, you know your top wing's damaged and you're gonna be way down on power shading at the pit. But it looked good. Good thing I had Jesse behind me. He told me everything looked straight, so got super lucky on that. But yeah, that was pretty nerve wracking there.
Well, hey, a win's a win, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you and Shaggy for the awesome broadcast each week. Roger run the league. Training was racing. I had all four of us in there tonight. That was a good race. Shout out to Jesse there. We were on the matinee race and he led 29 laps, and I tried to slide him on the last lap and put her in turn four wall just like Moore did and took us both out. So I felt bad. I just didn't want him to be within reach of a slider there at the end because I didn't want him returning the favor, even though he wasn't. He's super fast. He's got that new wheel. Dad, uncle back home watching, and thankful the baby hasn't come out yet. Might miss next Monday. That's supposed to be having a baby next Monday, so see how it goes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, that'll be a good reason to use a drop. That'll be a good reason to use a
Yeah,
drop.
that's
Hey,
good reason for sure. So that's
congratulations
exciting.
on that coming up, man. We're very happy for you. Is it a boy or a girl?
This one will be a boy, so I got two girls and a boy now.
Nice. You'll have an iRacer in training.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So, all right, buddy. Well done.
Thank you.
Congrats, Patrick.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear with Patrick. I did not know about that until just now, so that's pretty cool. So,
Yeah, that is really cool.
all right, as we sign off here, final thoughts.
Well, you know, I got a message from Blake's mom. I'm not allowed to pick Blake anymore here. I keep cursing him. So, Blake, I'm not going to pick you anymore. That's my apologies. And, you know, next month, or I guess we got to wait 2 weeks here. But when we roll into Lincoln, man, I'll be quiet. But I got a good feeling about Blake.
Don't forget, we got World Finals next week. We cannot wait. More info, C2CRL.com. They got all the details for you on that. So that'll do it for us here on this fine Monday night. Appreciate you all joining us. I'm Matt Farmer with the Coast to Coast Race League, all the fine drivers and sponsors. Roger Craig and his great group of admins. On behalf of Zach Chapman, Marty Scala saying so long. Congratulations to your winners, Sam Bachman, Joseph Grandy, and Patrick Spangler. So long.